Good morning, Manitoba. It is Friday, August 22nd. You're watching CTV Morning Live. We made it to the end of the week. Thank you so much for being with us today. Ainsley McPhail is going to the circus this morning. It's called the Europa Super Circus, and she's going to be under the big tent at Assiniboia Downs. So we're going to tell you a little bit more on what you can expect. We're going to see some amazing things throughout the morning. You don't want to miss this. But first, your headlines. A child's overdose, what the parents of a young girl are saying caused their child to get too much medication. Negotiations on hold, why the union and Canada Post are taking the weekend off from contract talks. And the sparkling heart of the community, Steinbach residents get up close and personal with their new event center. Bringing in Terry now. A little bit of red behind you, Terry, but last night was beautiful.
Wasn't it a beautiful night? I know it was warmer than I was expecting this kind of time of year anyway. But that kind of brought an end to the really warm conditions. Now, today, through the weekend, maybe even into the early part of next week, things will be cooling down a little bit. We're going to see values closer to what is normal for this time of year. 13 degrees right now in Winnipeg with the winds out of the west-southwest, 16 clicks. The pressure is rising and the humidity is sitting at 80%. Beautiful and clear start to the day, though, and not the case across northern Manitoba. You're still going to be waking up to the rain with the rainfall warnings still in place. No other warnings to talk about at this time, but for northern Manitoba, that rain that started up yesterday, that's still going to be an issue throughout the day today. You can see the clouds across northern Manitoba. Precipitation never reads on the top half of the province, but you can expect that there will be plenty of rain today. Meanwhile, we're waking up to very clear conditions. The stars this morning were gorgeous. New moon, so there's no light from the moon. Stargazing is actually pretty ideal right now, but not the case, obviously. Through northern Manitoba, where you've got the clouds, you've got the rain, the system is still just going to be hanging around through the day today, but not just hanging around throughout the north, eventually doing this bit of a wraparound, and we too could see some scattered showers through southern Manitoba. Central Manitoba will certainly be seeing things a little more active, and even into Saturday, still with the heavier clouds, still with the possibility of some showers. It will all likely be clearing out later on into the weekend on Sunday. Temperatures aren't going to really start rising again, though, until the early part of next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, back up into those mid-20s, but throughout the weekend itself, it's going to be a little cool and starting a little soggy.
Thanks, Terry. A medication mess-up caused a 10-year-old Winnipeg girl to overdose. She was rushed to hospital after taking prescription meds that were much higher than the dosage her doctor prescribed. And as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, her parents are placing the blame on the local Shoppers Drug Mart that filled the prescription.
Andrea Thidrickson and Kevin Barkley say their 10-year-old daughter overdosed because a local pharmacy gave her a wrong dose.
We already know that the dosage received should have never been given to a child.
While staying with a family friend last week, the girl was given a pill from her bottle of medication that she routinely takes. The friend noticed the girl was not her normal energetic self afterwards.
She was basically zonked out for the entire day and lethargic.
The next morning, their daughter took a second pill, but this time she became very ill and started throwing up.
Our family friend sent me a picture. I did not recognize the pill.
That's because the parents say the pill the pharmacy dispensed was 20 milligrams, 10 times the 2 milligram dose prescribed by their doctor.
That was the panic, instant panic. Yeah. Like,
so you knew that was a
my
big
heart
dose.
just dropped, yeah.
Calls to poison control and their pediatrician sent them to the Children's Emergency Department. The diagnosis from the hospital report, an unintentional overdose because she was dispensed 20 milligram tablets, 10 times greater than her prescribed dose of 2 milligrams. The parents say the incorrect dose came from the Shoppers Drug Mart pharmacy at Dominion Centre. Shoppers' parent company Loblaw sent CTV News this statement. "Thank you for bringing this matter to our attention. We take it very seriously and have launched a thorough investigation with our pharmacy incident team. We are in contact with the associate owner of this location and are in the process of contacting the family." The parents say they did receive an apology from the pharmacy owner, but they want a review to prevent this from happening again.
It's not a little mistake, and something bigger needs to happen.
The College of Pharmacists of Manitoba says pharmacies are required to report medication mistakes and put a plan in place to prevent future errors. Carolyn Hoffman with the Institute for Safe Medication Practices Canada says 750 million prescriptions are dispensed in Canada every year.
The actual reported medication errors is low for that volume. Unfortunately, a small number do result in harm.
According to ISMP, the college reported 1,300 medication mishaps or near misses from October 2024 to March 2025 in Manitoba, with 1 case of severe harm, 6 resulting in moderate harm, and 96 cases of mild harm. In this case, the girl fully recovered, but her parents worry this could have been worse.
Even the emergency room doctor had said, like, had this been a few more days, it would have been a very different story for the outcome.
New details on the disappearance of a Norwegian hiker who's believed to have been swept away by a fast-moving river in the far north. Searchers have recovered Stefan Shettelvik's backpack and a rifle he was carrying on the shore of the Hayes River east of York Factory. Mounties also say his GPS device gave out its last coordinates Thursday afternoon on the east shore, about 4.5 kilometers from York Factory. The family spokesperson says Shettelvik had been preparing for a trek across northern Canada for more than a year.
What I can say is that this is his big dream. It has been a goal he has been aiming to reach for a long time. He's been in his last conversation with the family Wednesday last week, leaving the last known position. He was happy, he was satisfied, he was having a lot of supplies with him for the last part of the journey.
Mounties say teams are continuing to search downriver, but are not sending in divers until they can narrow down the search area. The cost to search a landfill north of Winnipeg for the remains of 2 First Nations women ended up being just a fraction of what was originally projected. The province says the search of Prairie Green Landfill for Morgan Harris and Mercedes Myron, which officially wrapped up last month, cost around $18 million. That is well below the high estimate of $184 million initially put forward by the previous PC government and the revised estimate of $90 million in a report by the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs. The Premier also revealed last week a preliminary search of Brady Landfill for the remains of a 3rd woman, Ashley Shingoose, are now underway. All 3 died in 2022 at the hands of a Winnipeg serial killer who put their remains in dumpsters. More encouraging news in the wildfire fight. The province says 6 large fires are no longer considered out of control. This includes the 359,000 hectare fire in Nopaming Provincial Park, the fire east of Cross Lake, and the one surrounding Leaf Rapids. The province-wide state of emergency is also due to expire today, and the province says it will once again begin issuing burn permits. Additionally, Wekusko Fall Provincial Park near Snow Lake will reopen for seasonal campers today at noon. Talks between Canada Post and the Canadian Union of Postal Workers are now being put on hold. Negotiations were scheduled for today, but the Crown Corporation says it needs more time to review this week's offers from the union. Both parties returned to the bargaining table this week after a pause triggered by the Air Canada flight attendant strike. The union is asking for higher wages while allowing for the addition of weekend delivery and part-time workers. Canada Post and the union will meet again on Monday. Steinbach is celebrating the opening of a new venue to enjoy live performances, sporting events, and art exhibitions.
We'll walk into that concourse and just go, like, are we still in Steinbach?
The Southeast Event Center hosted its first event in the Arena Bowl back in March, but because of construction, it didn't get full access to more areas of the facility until this week. On Thursday, it invited the community for a free grand opening celebration. The facility features 2 indoor ice surfaces, a 4,000-person concert and event venue, a gymnasium with 2 courts, a walking track, children's play zone, and a restaurant.
This is so built by the community, for the community, and it will continue to do that. And every dollar spent in this building goes back into the building.
The space is expected to attract curling tournaments, trade shows, and other large-scale events. The $75 million center is a partnership between the City of Steinbach, Southeast Events Group, and the government's Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program. Here's a look at what's happening along Portage Avenue. Things appear to be moving well starting off this Friday morning. No issues to tell you about at this point. If you see any problems on the streets, please let us know. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who is live under the big tent this morning. It's a circus show, and you're showing us how to clown around. Good morning.
Well, everybody's got a different morning routine. Today I was so sleepy I was doing push-ups in the parking lot to wake myself up. Joffrey, on the other hand, he's got a little bit of a different strategy here at Europa Super Circus, which kicked off yesterday. Shows happening for 2 weeks at 4:30 tonight is when you can catch him. Look at the artistry. We're going to be having a conversation with him as he does his first, coming up at 6:38. This is the stage, though. It's right in between the tent, and it really is an immersive experience. We're going to be chatting with someone who uses a sword. We're going to be chatting with someone involving silk and the acrobatics, the world-class talent, the artistry, and what really goes into bringing this to Winnipeggers here. So stay with us. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised that he's still going so
that
gracefully.
Is incredible. You can't stop looking at him. All right. Thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. It's a cooler start this morning. How's it feeling?
It's most definitely feeling on the cooler side. No, not only are our temperatures cooler than they've been, still slightly above seasonal, but cooler than they've been and only a little above normal. 11 degrees would be that seasonal low temperature. We're starting out at 12 degrees, but I'm standing here in the dark. The sun hasn't started to rise yet. That'll be happening at 6:29 this morning. Once it does start to rise, I mean, I can already see the day glow. It is very clear out here. We'll see plenty of sunshine to kick off the day. There's a bit of a breeze right now. It's 13 clicks out of the southwest. The pressure is rising and the humidity is sitting at 81%. So very clear right now, and that's the case all through central, even parts of southern Manitoba. But for northern Manitoba, the rain continues, and it will for another day yet. You've already seen plenty, but plenty more to come. Still, Environment Canada sticking with those numbers of 50 to 70 millimeters throughout the course of the 2 days, so tapering off later today. As it starts to go through the afternoon, well, it's very clear right now, but we're going to see some clouds building up here in the south, and we'll see perhaps some showers as that system from northern Manitoba wraps around and clips us later on this afternoon. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
Weather brought to you by Blinds Are Beautiful at 900 Lorimer Boulevard, featuring Hunter Douglas shades.
Good morning, it is 6:15. A man who tried to stab a Catholic pastor in the middle of a Sunday religious service last winter will have to stay in a hospital psychiatric unit. Powell Olonia was found not criminally responsible for the incident at Holy Ghost Parish in Winnipeg, which saw him unsuccessfully attempt to attack a pastor with a knife. A psychiatric assessment found he suffered from delusions. The case was sent to the Criminal Code Review Board, which has now placed several conditions on Olonia. He must live in a psychiatric ward, abstain from intoxicants, and not attend a Catholic church. Just days after an end to the Air Canada strike and with more aircraft taken off, CTV News has been hearing from passengers. They're telling us they're frustrated by what they see as Air Canada's inability and apparent unwillingness to book them on the next available flight home. CTV's Adrian Gobriel has more on the complaints and the failure of regulations to protect consumers.
The Britton family's European summer adventure ended with their scheduled flight home with Air Canada canceled.
It felt like at every step of the way, instead of trying to provide a solution, it was, you can have a refund. Please have a refund. And we knew that that was really just a way of them absolving themselves of the responsibility.
According to the Canadian Transportation Agency's regulations, if an airline can't rebook you on their airline following a cancellation, a customer may choose a reservation from the next available flight that is operated by any carrier. The Britons found the next available tickets on a United flight from Italy to Kelowna. Air Canada declined to book them.
They said they didn't have access to it.
Stuck in Lisbon, Kyla Kumar also reached out to CTV News after Air Canada refused to rebook her family on a Delta flight home.
Very clear refusal to book us on another carrier.
CTV News also received an audio recording of an Air Canada agent refusing to rebook a customer because there was only a business class seat available.
You are required to put me in that space.
That is something you can take up with customer relations to see why is that not being offered, because on our end we have to maintain the same cabin.
If only business class seats are available on next available flight, they have to rebook you.
Passenger advocates say Air Canada is knowingly breaking federal regulations for financial gain.
There is sufficient ground here to lay criminal charges.
Somebody should be doing an outreach to the CTA and say, okay guys, how are you going to handle this one?
CTV News did ask the Canadian Transportation Agency what they're doing to hold Air Canada responsible for breaking federal passenger protection regulations. The CTA didn't directly answer the question, saying in part that their enforcement team is actively looking into the situation and will take appropriate action as necessary.
The CTA is supposed to be the regulatory body that protects Canadian citizens. And again, these things happen, and there's really been no improvements.
CTV News has given Air Canada 2 days to respond to our questions. They've yet to return our email. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Mississauga, Ontario.
Prime Minister Mark Carney and U.S. President Donald Trump have now talked for the first time since failing to reach a trade deal earlier this month.
The assurances in exchange for some kind of movement on the trade front is likely what's going on. But again, it's very tight-lipped at this stage of the game.
Sources in the Prime Minister's office tell CTV News it was Carney who initiated the meeting. In a readout, the conversation between Carney and Trump was described as productive and wide-ranging, talking about trade challenges and long-term peace and security for Ukraine. Carney is also said to have raised the idea of establishing a new economic and security relationship between Canada and the U.S. Carney made contact on the same day Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand met with Secretary of State Marco Rubio in person for the first time. A holding company owned by David Thompson is looking to buy the Royal Charter, which formed the Hudson Bay Company, and keep it in Manitoba. The company is offering at least $15 million for the charter, which would then be donated to the Archives of Manitoba. Hudson's Bay had previously announced it would seek court approval next month to sell the charter for $12.5 million to a holding company belonging to the Weston family. They had intended to donate it to the Canadian Museum of History. The court filing suggests the Weston's bid serves as a minimum bid. The charter was issued by King Charles II and gave the Bay rights to a vast swath of land spanning most of Canada and extraordinary power over trade for decades. Ottawa and Treaty 1 First Nations have agreed to move forward on the development of Canada's largest urban reserve.
I see this as that first step forward for something that could be extremely, extremely huge for this community.
On Thursday, Indigenous Services Minister Mandy Galmasti visited Nawi Odina, a joint urban reserve project and home to a new gas and convenience store. Galmasti announced additional funding of almost $800,000 for the next phase of the development. It will include residential, commercial, education, cultural, health, and community spaces.
These lands were once owned by the Crown. We need to remember that. Lands that were basically stolen from our people that are now being transformed to an economic asset that's going to grow and be a source of pride and income and resources for Treaty 1 First Nations and people for generations and generations to come.
This latest funding brings total federal investment in the project to about $5.5 million. The urban reserve is comprised of 109 acres of land on the former site of Capion Barracks. Here's what's happening on the Norwood Bridge. It looks like things have already started to pick up over here. No real clue why, but things are moving well overall. If you see any problems out there, please let us know.
CTV Morning Live Traffic brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. No appointment needed.
All right, it's a beautiful start to your morning. If not a little cool, throw that extra layer on and enjoy the sun, which will be rising in less than 10 minutes time. As we look now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. You know, the sun not coming up until 6:29 this morning, but the glow out there is already quite pretty. No clouds, really, for central and southern Manitoba. It's a very clear start to your morning, but clear sometimes means cool, and we're certainly noticing that with the temperatures not only colder than they've been, but even below seasonal for some. 11 degrees would be a normal low temperature. So here we've got Brandon, Melita in the single digits this morning, starting out at 9 degrees. Most of us are at least in the double digits, and here in the southeast, even that degree above what is normal for this time of year. But yeah, certainly compared to where we've been the last few days, there's a bit of a chill to the air for sure. Northern Manitoba, you've got some heavier clouds hanging around, so you are, most of you anyway, in the double digits. Thompson and Churchill just a little bit cooler yet, 9 degrees for you to kick things off, but the rain's still coming down. It does look like this area of the rainfall warning is starting to shrink. It was including parts of Saskatchewan, so now as that system is beginning to push further off to the east, we're seeing that area getting a little bit smaller. Clear through the south, but for northern Manitoba, there are those extra clouds and, of course, the rain that you'll deal with throughout the day today. And the temperatures right across the board will be a little bit cooler. 20 degrees by about midday, but really only climbing another degree perhaps into the afternoon. So slightly below the seasonal 24 degrees, but getting even cooler for the weekend. We have a chance of showers later today and maybe through the weekend itself. Those are not mountains, but clouds that you're seeing off in the distance. Thanks to George for this great photo. Keep them coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca. And we'll be back right after this break.
Good morning. A Canadian teen is striking a chord with his first original song. What makes it remarkable isn't just the music itself. As CTV's Adam Sawatsky shows you, it's the way it's resonating with strangers.
If you wanted Chase Varnes to beam as a baby, all you had to do, his mom Rena says, was give him some Tupperware to bang on.
And then it went to all of our pots coming out every day.
And Chase couldn't have been happier to get his first real drum kit at 4.
Well, he made noise, so that was probably interesting for me.
Making sounds of all sorts was so interesting for Chase, he learned how to play piano too, and just last year decided to teach himself how to play guitar.
We never had to encourage it. He just did it on his own.
Despite not being able to read music, Chase also figured out how to play covers before feeling compelled to write a country song of his own, but struggled with the stereotypical subject matter.
Trucks and beer and girls and guns, and like that doesn't really make sense for a 13-year-old.
What does a kid know about love and loss, Chase thought, until he remembered the grandpa he'll never forget.
I wish I could say I love you.
Who died of a brain tumor just days before Chase was born.
I wish I could say it face to face.
But rather than regret, more than mourning, Chase's song is about honoring
You're always in my heart.
And ultimately comforting.
'Cause we're only here for so long. Oh, till we see you again.
A lot of people have experienced deep loss, and so they connect to it.
Oh, we miss you.
So, after almost a decade of sitting behind his drum kit at home, Chase has started performing front and center in public, and is grateful that his first original song is proving so meaningful for others.
I just like using my abilities to make other people happy.
And seeing as we're not promised tomorrow, Chase says he's learned from his grandpa, share whatever gifts you're given today. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
From Chase the Performer to this performer. Stay with us for more details on the circus that came to town.
CTV Morning Live is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
There's a look outside. Beautiful start to your morning, and the sun is up now as of a minute ago. And now we're going to be seeing plenty of it, but you see our camera shaking a little bit. Our winds, they're not registering very strong, but they are expected to increase, so maybe that's already begun. 12 degrees right now, the pressure rising, the humidity at 81%. Very clear conditions this morning. I do need to talk about the rainfall warning, though, across northern Manitoba. You started to see that rain yesterday. It's continued overnight and will continue yet throughout the day today. And Environment Canada is still sticking to those numbers of 50 to 70 millimeters expected in the area. But northern Manitoba isn't the only place that's likely to see the rain today. Well, it's very clear through central and southern Manitoba. As the day goes on, that system across the north will wrap around, and we'll likely see more of that into the afternoon. So that chance of afternoon showers, but a high today of 21 degrees, and all of that sunshine that we'll enjoy this morning will start to warm us up nicely, although getting to that afternoon high of 21 keeps us a little shy of seasonal. 24 normal for this time of year. Winds out of the west gusting at times to 60 clicks, and then northwest winds overnight still on the stronger side. That chance of showers will continue overnight as we drop down to 13 degrees, and then tomorrow cool again with that chance of showers and still those stronger winds out of the northwest. From there, clearing out by Sunday, the sunshine back again, but it'll take some time to get the heat back. We'll have to wait another couple of days till we're looking ahead to next week.
Thanks, Terry. Mounties say a man is dead after his boat capsized in Lake Winnipeg. RCMP say the boat, but not its operator, was discovered approximately 2 kilometers northwest of Balsam Harbor Marina. That's on the east shore, not far from Grand Beach. RCMP, the local fire department, Canadian Coast Guard, and underwater recovery teams were sent to search. About 2 hours later, Mounties say the body of a 77-year-old man was pulled from the water. He was wearing a life jacket. The investigation continues. A late-night visitor at All Saints Anglican Church was looking for more than just spiritual guidance. Winnipeg police say someone smashed through a stained glass window of the nearly 100-year-old church, and once inside, they stole the silverware used for Mass. As CTV's Danton Unger reports, the theft has left a gaping hole in the congregation.
Here's where the rock was thrown through the window.
Reverend Rob Scheck says it happened in the early morning hours of July 30th at the All Saints Anglican Church on the corner of Broadway and Osborne. Using a large rock, Scheck says the thief, or thieves, smashed through this nearly 100-year-old stained glass window and climbed in.
It was here where they were able to gain access to our silver.
Opening the cabinet and making off with the church's silverware, including its sacramental cup and plate used in weekly Mass.
Those pieces that had been part of the every week, every day fabric of this community are no more.
While the damage to the window has cost the church about $3,000, Scheck says the loss of these silver pieces, some of which have been here for generations, is immeasurable.
Just the weight of the loss.
The Winnipeg Police Service's Major Crimes Unit is investigating and on Thursday put out a call for the public's help.
At this point in the investigation, we need more information.
Police released these images of the stolen items in hopes that someone will recognize them and contact investigators.
There's a lot of religious inscription and lettering that are on there, so they are very noticeable. So anybody who would come or have their hands on them or come across their path would know that it belonged to, of course, a church.
Scheck says at first this theft left him feeling violated, frustrated, and angry, but now he and his congregation have had a change of heart.
Finding ways to support the person that felt that they needed to do something like this out of that place of desperation.
Though he's still hopeful that what was once lost may still be found.
They may just show up one day on the front steps, and we would be eternally grateful and thankful to God for those items to be back.
Danton Unger, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Anyone who has information about the theft is asked to call the Major Crimes Unit. You can also make an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. Fire crews in Nova Scotia are making some progress on fighting the Long Lake fire, and they're also keeping an eye on Hurricane Erin.
And we are expecting wind shifts and wind increases as the storm passes. So we're expecting wind shifts initially around to the east, then up to the northeast, and then by Sunday, shifting back around to the southwest.
Officials say wind from the hurricane is the concern right now as they try to keep a handle on the flames on the north side of Nova Scotia's largest wildfire. The Long Lake wildfire is still out of control, but it hasn't grown in size in a few days. But Hurricane Erin could change that as it brings strong winds to the area today, but no rain. The mother of an 8-year-old Toronto boy killed by a stray bullet in North York says she wants everyone to remember her son's name.
To have my baby taken from me so violently, I can't get my mind around it. I can't.
A vigil was held for Javé Roy last night outside of the apartment where he lived with his mom. A gun violence rally is planned for 10 a.m. in downtown Toronto today. Organizers say they are asking for urgent action against the gun violence affecting their communities. Police have not released any information about possible suspects. The Crown will not appeal Ontario Superior Court Justice Maria Carosia's decision to acquit 5 former World Junior Hockey players. The 5 players, Alex Formenton, Michael McLeod, Carter Hart, Dylan Dubé, and Kalen Foote, were found not guilty of sexual assault in July. The case stems from a 2018 incident in which a woman who goes by EM said she was allegedly assaulted in a London, Ontario hotel room by the players. The Crown had 30 days to appeal the decision, but decided against the challenge of the ruling. Hockey Canada officials said they would not comment on the no appeal development. Take a look at our catch of the day.
I said, "Uncle Chong, is that a bite?" And the whole rod went down.
At 13 years old, this boy may have broken a record with his 29-kilogram sea bass. That's 63 pounds. Incredibly, the fish was almost as big as him. Julian and his family have sent in an application to the International Game Fish Association to see if his catch meets the criteria to hold the new juvenile world record. That is incredible. Here's a look now at what's going on at Kenaston and Sterling Lion. It looks like things are slowly picking up there, but overall a smooth drive. And taking a look now at your gas prices, the Canadian average is $1.36.8. The provincial average is $1.32. And Winnipeg, the average is $1.32. And the lowest price in the city is $1.27. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
Price at the Pump brought to you by kidneycard.ca. Get a free tow and a tax receipt for value of your car.
Let's go back now to Ainsley, who is under the big top at Assiniboia Downs. It's the Europa Super Circus. They're in town. Good morning, Ainsley.
Rochelle, good morning. We're going to see a spectacle, really. What a treat to get a special performance by Joffrey Bejo, Europa Super Circus. You've brought it here to Manitoba. Tell us all about it.
So yeah, we just arrived beginning of this week. So we just put up the tent. It was really hard because a lot of wind from now. So it was terrible, but we're here. We start already yesterday. And yeah, a little practice this morning.
Yeah. Well, if it can survive a storm like that, it can survive anything, I guess. Let's talk about what people can expect. How many performers and lots to see.
So yeah, we are about 10 to 15 performers all over Europe. So we have a Spanish performer, Germany, I'm from France, many different acts. We have a final act with a motorbike jumping inside the tent. And yeah, you're gonna see more this morning also.
Well, I know I'm teasing it, but I have one more question. So this is a 10mm rope. Yeah. How did you learn to become a professional? Like that's, I mean, obviously practice. That's the obvious answer. But what are some of the specifics?
So yeah, you start with this kind of tightrope, but lower in the ground, and then slowly you go higher. So it's different than high wire. We don't use any stick to balance. We do more dancing and jumping and yeah, tricks.
Okay, let's see it. Okay, Joffrey, take it away.
Director Kim says she can do that. I don't think so.
I want to hold her to that. I absolutely do.
Now, one of the factors they played with was the wind yesterday. Apparently not fun to put up that big tent. What's it like out there right now?
Oh, I don't doubt. Well, those winds are going to be an issue once again today. Right now, though, the sun just beginning to rise over the buildings in the downtown area, and it's looking gorgeous out here. No clouds. The stargazing last night was incredible with that new moon, so everything was so dark and the stars on full display. And now the sun is on full display, taking the place of the moon and the stars, for the lack of moon and the stars. And it is beautiful out here, if not a little bit cool. I'm glad I got the blazer on this morning. It's 12 degrees, and that breeze out of the southwest is 13 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising, humidity sitting at 81%. That wind will be increasing throughout the day today. We're going to get really strong gusty winds, not just through the afternoon. They're going to continue then overnight and still through tomorrow. The winds will be a factor over the next few days. Showers, we could be seeing more of those. Northern Manitoba certainly will. You're still under that rainfall warning across northern Manitoba, and Environment Canada sticking to those numbers of 50 to 70 millimeters expected by the time it tapers off today. But later today, it's going to be moving right back in, and we could be getting some showers, not just this afternoon, but throughout tomorrow, too. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live weather brought to you by ABC Fire and Safety, your CO2 refill store.
Looking at the early markets, futures are pointing to a lower open on Wall Street. Dow futures are down 152 points. NASDAQ futures are lower too, off by 72 points. S&P futures in the red, down 25. The Canadian dollar is seeing a slight dip this morning. Overseas, the Hang Seng is on the rise, up 234 points, while Japan's Nikkei is up 23. Good morning, it is 6:45. A Winnipeg man is working hard to link Manitobans living with disabilities to the resources they need. He spent years developing a website which does just that. CTV's Joseph Bernacki shows you why George Lowen has a personal stake in the project.
George Lowen's life changed forever 6 years ago after a spinal cord injury left him an incomplete quadriplegic. But that didn't stop him from enjoying a good bike ride.
I still need to get out here, see Dr. Nature. Yes, you bet.
This bike trail in St. Boniface is just one of many Lowen uses regularly. A 2019 mountain bike accident left him wondering what he was still capable of doing.
When you're paralyzed, you don't know what you can do, right? Slowly realizing after 2 years I can get on a three-wheeler, four-wheeler type of a bike and get back out and get on the trails again.
Lowen said finding the resources he needed was challenging. Everything from health care to an accessible pool and even pottery classes. He started with a poster asking the community for tips, but he evolved the idea into a website, a much faster way to connect.
There's 550 plus entries on the site. Pretty much this finger's done everything. I've had some help, a lot of help from other developers. And it's been a process of 3.5 years.
His website, Wheelchair Adventures Manitoba, offers listings of accessible trails, places, and activities. Manitoba Possible, a nonprofit organization, helps those living with disabilities every day. Staff say an online resource like this is invaluable.
It's really people with lived experience that can tell us what is truly accessible. So the more resources we have, the more information that's gathered is really going to help people identify those public spaces, trails, venues.
What keeps Lowen going? A love of the world outside his front steps. Staying active motivates him to keep encouraging others to never give up.
If there's anything we can do, through the website to get other people to just get outside or get moving, or whether you do indoor activities, outdoor activities, whatever you do, just keep going.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
3 decades after killing their parents, one of the Menendez brothers has been denied parole and the other will learn his fate today. Eric Menendez's bid for freedom has been denied. The board commissioner listened to testimony for more than 10 hours with a panel before making his decision, saying he believed Eric was not yet ready for release. In 1996, the brothers were sentenced to life without parole. They claimed they had killed their parents in self-defense after years of abuse by their father. They were eligible for parole in May after a judge reduced their life sentences. Lyle Menendez will appear for his own parole suitability hearing today. Israel's defense minister is warning Gaza City could be destroyed if Hamas does not agree to disarm and release all hostages. This comes a day after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he would authorize the military to seize Gaza City. The IDF has warned medical workers and international organizations to prepare for the planned evacuation of the city's 1 million residents to shelters in the south. Israel believes only 20 of the 50 hostages are still alive. A unique sculpture is taking shape at Living Prairie Museum and is helping teach visitors about the role bison play in the world around us.
As they go, they change the whole landscape. They will dig at the soil. They will make room for new plants to grow.
Did you know bison transport seeds in their fur to new places where the plants will one day grow? That's what Living Prairie Museum visitors are helping create. They're shaping clay beads that contain seeds grown at the museum with guidance from 2 spirit artists and educator Britt Ross. The beads will then be attached to the sculpture, which will be a part of an exhibit at the St. Boniface Hospital Gallery before being moved into an outside garden later this fall.
As the rain and the snow and the weather slowly dissolve that clay, those seeds are going to flow down into the soil and create a new little prairie patch.
You can help create the sculpture at Living Prairie Museum now through the beginning of September. A workshop is also planned at the Buehler Gallery for September 25th. The exhibit, Tending to the Wild, runs September 11th to November 15th. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers came away with a 26-13 win over the Montreal Alouettes last night, and it was Brady Oliveira leading the charge. The CFL's reigning most outstanding player finished with 137 rushing yards and 73 receiving yards on 9 catches. He also scored a key 3-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter to give Winnipeg a 23-13 win. The win improves the Bombers' record to 6-4, while the Alouettes drop their 4th in a row to fall to 5-6. The Blue Bombers visit the league-leading Saskatchewan Roughriders on August 31st. And an adorable moment caught the attention of fans as Brady Oliveira shared a hug with a fan. She held up a poster cheering him on, and Oliveira made sure to pause and make the moment extra special.
This one fan, and how excited, look how excited she is. Oh my gosh! It's Brady! Oh my gosh, Brady! Look how amazing this is. Isn't that awesome?
The moment was a brief pause from the action, highlighting the connection between players and fans in the stadium. I love that so much. Here's a look at what's happening on McPhillips Street. It looks like things are moving well, starting off this gorgeous Friday morning. If you see any problems out on the streets, though, please let us know.
It really is a gorgeous Friday morning. Oh, look at that. Stunning, isn't it? The way the city glows, yeah. This time of morning is so pretty when the sun is just making its way above those buildings in the downtown area. 12 degrees right now and no clouds to be obstructing that sun this morning. The southwest winds are 13 clicks. The pressure rising. The humidity is sitting at 81%. Honestly, I could look at that all day. Nowhere near as much sunshine across northern Manitoba. We once again have to be talking about the rainfall warnings. 50 to 70 millimeters. Environment Canada is sticking to those numbers. It started yesterday, continued overnight, and now still another day of it. For northern Manitoba, you can see the clouds, although the precipitation doesn't read. And while we're not seeing the clouds here through central and southern Manitoba, we probably will later on today. Northwestern Ontario clear for now, but you too are going to see this whole system wrapping right back around again. It's falling across northern Manitoba. It's going to bring single digits for Churchill. Most places, though, will be in those low to mid-teens, maybe some high teens. But yes, showers, maybe some thunderstorms throughout the day today, and that's what's going to get you to those totals of 50 to 70 millimeters. Then into the afternoon, it all kind of wraps back around again. So even though it's very clear and sunny to kick us off this morning, later on today, high teens, low 20s, and the possibility of some showers with the winds increasing as well. Those winds will be strong and gusty, not just later today, overnight and through tomorrow as well. We're going to be dealing with some stronger winds, and we may also still be dealing with some heavier clouds and some scattered showers tomorrow. Gets sunnier on Sunday, but it doesn't really warm up until we're looking into the middle of next week.
Thanks, Terry. Let's check in now on Bo at Bounce 99.9. Good morning, Bo. Happy Friday.
Rochelle, happy Friday. I love it when you talk Bombers on the news. Do it as often as you like.
I know. I'm so excited. I love it so much when they win.
That was a great story, too, with Brady and the fan. I love that.
Yeah.
And hard to believe, but our next home game is already the Banjo Bowl. Wow.
Can't believe it.
We're summer gone, but it's a beautiful morning, as you guys have been talking about. So I love the Bombers, and I also love bacon. It was Bacon Lovers Day this week, and we started talking about, maybe something a little unusual you like your bacon with. I like it crispy. I've got to always, fight with my dog Rolo because he likes the bacon as well. But we had some interesting things, like Samantha liked bacon, a slice of bacon on her maple donut.
Oh.
And I thought, okay. Yeah. Then there was another guy, Keith, toasted peanut butter, bananas, and bacon. And I thought, wow, you're he's like the next Elvis.
Yeah.
On spaghetti with chocolate. There's lots of ways to enjoy bacon other than the usual ways. Now, you mentioned to me briefly that you've got a recipe that's a little bit out there.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. A lot of people wonder, what am I talking about when I offer it to them? But once they take a bite out of it, they understand why I do it every time. I take apricots, I wrap it in a strip of bacon, and then I skewer it with a toothpick, and then I drench it in hoisin sauce, and then I bake it at high heat, 400 for about 15 minutes. It is so delectable. It makes that dry apricot super gummy and juicy and yummy. And it's just so amazing. You have to try it. It's an easy recipe. And every time I serve it, it's gone in a flash. It's delicious.
An apricot.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
So is that an appetizer? Is that dessert? How do you serve that?
Usually an appetizer, sort of a meal before the meal. But it's gone. It's gone every time, and it's so good. You'll have to try it this weekend, Bo.
You'll have to get me the recipe. Thanks, Rochelle.
Okay, no problem. Have a good day. Excitement is building for fans of Oasis. The British band is set to take the stage at Rogers Stadium in Toronto this weekend. But ahead of the highly anticipated concerts, fans joined a massive line to get their hands on band merchandise at an official pop store. CTV's Sean Leathong was there.
It can be a t-shirt, an iconic bucket hat, a shot glass, or an Adidas jersey. An array of Oasis merchandise at this pop-up shop has fans grabbing what they can.
They're one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time. It's a pretty big deal.
After a 15-year hiatus, the group is coming together for a reunion tour.
The Oasis Live 25 World Tour is set to hit Rogers Stadium this Sunday and Monday, one of only 5 North American stops, and this is a chance for many fans to prepare.
I'm trying to actually cosplay as Liam on Sunday, so I was trying to go as much of a dark fit as humanly possible.
Oasis faithful were lining up outside OK Studios at 468 Queen Street West.
There's a nice buzz here. There will be a buzz at the concert. I'm sure people will be buzzing about it for days after.
For many here, these concerts will be their first chance to see Oasis, as their music seems to cut across generations.
90s rock style is very nostalgic for a lot of us. We grew up with our dads and older brothers playing this music.
When doors opened, fans started filing in, making a straight line for the Adidas jerseys.
I want to get those Adidas. They're a special collaboration, and they're selling like crazy.
It's a little bit of madness in here, just a little bit.
With prices ranging from $80 to $190, there was no hesitation.
This is amazing. I can't believe it. Yeah, it's amazing. Yay!
And because the Adidas merchandise are the hottest items, there is a limit, just 2 per person. For all the other merchandise, it's fair game, so there were some big hauls.
I grabbed everything I saw that looked cute. So I grabbed a black Oasis shirt, a white Oasis shirt, a black Oasis shirt. Lots of fun stuff, tour program.
Bucket hat, must have. Parka, must have. I'll bring the attitude as well.
The bucket hats that I said so. T-shirt.
I got a Adidas jersey, black.
So when it's time to hit the cash, the final tally was...
God, I don't even want to tell you. A mortgage payment.
I'm not proud, I'm going back.
You're going back?
I'm doing a second sweep.
$548.
Worth it?
Oh, God, yeah.
Sean Leathong, CTV News.
A mortgage payment, that's great. All right, we're going to take a break here. We'll be back after this. Good morning. It is 7 o'clock on your Friday morning, August 22nd. You're watching CTV Morning Live. Thank you so much for being with us. We're going to continue our journey under the big top with Ainsley McPhail this morning. The Europa Super Circus is in town. They have 10 to 15 performers, all from Europe. We're going to show you some amazing tricks and some really great performances this morning. But first, your headlines. A medication mistake. Who the parents are blaming for the overdose of a 10-year-old girl. Plus some positive news. What's the latest update on Manitoba's wildfire situation? And forging ahead, how federal funding will help advance the development of Newfoundland. All right, bringing in Terry now. The weekend is here, but it's going to be
finally.
Yeah, we're here finally, indeed, but it's going to be cooler.
You're right. It's starting out on a cooler note. It'll likely stay a little bit below seasonal all weekend long, but some people will be happy with the change up in the temperatures, and if you're not, you only have to wait a few days into next week before we feel that heat coming back again. You see your camera shaking. I'm curious to see the updated wind speed because for the 6 a.m. hour, and they really only update the winds once an hour. It was registering 13 clicks out of the southwest, but you can see our camera shaking out there. 12 degrees is where we're sitting. The pressure rising and the humidity at 81%. It is beautiful. It's sunny across southern Manitoba. Not the case up north. You're still dealing with the rain and with the rainfall warnings that Environment Canada had issued, and they're still sticking to those numbers of 50 to 70 millimeters expected. There's the clouds that go along with that rain, and while we're in the clear for now, we too could see a little bit of precipitation later on today. So northern Manitoba, yes, this is what you're waking up to. This system will do a little bit of a wraparound though, and later on into the afternoon, the clouds will build up, that chance of showers through central, many places. Southern Manitoba, all across, we'll be seeing some scattered precipitation, maybe even some thunderstorms in that more west central or central stretch, starting in the west and then pushing over to the eastern side of the province. And this kind of lingers and continues overnight and into tomorrow as well. So even Saturday could be a little bit cloudy with some possible showers. It'll clear out again by Sunday, eventually warming up, but those warming temperatures really won't come until we're looking ahead to next week. The weekend itself, below seasonal, 24 degrees normal for this time of year. And the next couple of days will be perhaps a little bit soggy at times and certainly a little bit windy too. And our art today looks familiar. We showed you one similar to this. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It was Cora and Nora. They're a pair of sisters. So this particular picture by Cora, thank you for this. And we want to see your art, so draw, color, paint, or get creative as they've done, and send the pictures to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
A medication mess-up caused a 10-year-old Winnipeg girl to overdose. She was rushed to hospital after taking prescription meds that were much higher than the dosage her doctor prescribed. And as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, her parents are placing the blame on the local Shoppers Drug Mart that filled the prescription.
Andrea Thidrickson and Kevin Barkley say their 10-year-old daughter overdosed because a local pharmacy gave her a wrong dose.
We already know that the dosage received should have never been given to a child.
While staying with a family friend last week, the girl was given a pill from her bottle of medication that she routinely takes. The friend noticed the girl was not her normal energetic self afterwards.
She was basically zonked out for the entire day and lethargic.
The next morning, their daughter took a second pill, but this time she became very ill and started throwing up.
Our family friend sent me a picture. I did not recognize the pill.
That's because the parents say the pill the pharmacy dispensed was 20 milligrams, 10 times the 2 milligram dose prescribed by their doctor.
That was the panic, instant panic.
Yeah.
Like,
so you knew that was a
my
big
heart
dose.
just dropped. Yeah.
Calls to poison control and their pediatrician sent them to the Children's Emergency Department. The diagnosis from the hospital report, an unintentional overdose because she was dispensed 20 milligram tablets, 10 times greater than her prescribed dose of 2 milligrams. The parents say the incorrect dose came from the Shoppers Drug Mart pharmacy at Dominion Centre. Shoppers' parent company Loblaw sent CTV News this statement. Thank you for bringing this matter to our attention. We take it very seriously and have launched a thorough investigation with our pharmacy incident team. We are in contact with the associate owner of this location and are in the process of contacting the family. The parents say they did receive an apology from the pharmacy owner, but they want a review to prevent this from happening again.
It's not a little mistake, and something bigger needs to happen.
The College of Pharmacists of Manitoba says pharmacies are required to report medication mistakes and put a plan in place to prevent future errors. Carolyn Hoffman with the Institute for Safe Medication Practices Canada says 750 million prescriptions are dispensed in Canada every year.
The actual reported medication errors is low for that volume. Unfortunately, a small number do result in harm.
According to ISMP, the college reported 1,300 medication mishaps or near misses from October 2024 to March 2025 in Manitoba, with 1 case of severe harm, 6 resulting in moderate harm, and 96 cases of mild harm. In this case, the girl fully recovered, but her parents worry this could have been worse.
Even the emergency room doctor had said, had this been a few more days, it would have been a very different story for the outcome.
A man who tried to stab a Catholic pastor in the middle of a Sunday religious service last winter will have to stay in a hospital psychiatric unit. Joel Olonia was found not criminally responsible for the incident at Holy Ghost Parish in Winnipeg, which saw him unsuccessfully attempt to attack a pastor with a knife. A psychiatric assessment found he suffered from delusions. The case was sent to the Criminal Code Review Board, which has now placed several conditions on Olonia. He must live in a psychiatric ward, abstain from intoxicants, and not attend a Catholic church. More encouraging news in the wildfire fight. The province says 6 large fires are no longer considered out of control. This includes the 359,000 hectare fire in Nopaming Provincial Park, the fire east of Cross Lake, and the one surrounding Leaf Rapids. The province-wide state of emergency is also due to expire Friday, and the province says it will once again begin issuing burn permits. Additionally, Wekusko Fall Provincial Park near Snow Lake will reopen for seasonal campers today at noon. A family from Oakville is asking for a coroner's inquest to answer why their 16-year-old son died after waiting overnight in a hospital emergency room for treatment.
From arriving in the hospital to taking him off the machine, 27 hours is unbelievable.
First, I think it's treatable.
His family says they took Finley van der Werken to Oakville Trafalgar Hospital, rushing him in, abandoning their car at the entry to get him help. They say he was triaged at a level 2, which means he should have been seen by a doctor within 15 minutes, but he waited 8 hours. The family was then told he had pneumonia. He was intubated to move him to Sick Kids in Toronto and had a cardiac arrest when they moved him. His family is also suing the hospital and staff. The family's claims have not been proven in court. Ottawa and Treaty 1 First Nations have agreed to move forward on the development of Canada's largest urban reserve.
I see this as that first step forward for something that could be extremely, extremely huge for this community.
On Thursday, Indigenous Services Minister Mandy Galmasti visited Nawi Udena, a joint urban reserve project and home to a new gas and convenience store. Galmasti announced additional funding of almost $800,000 for the next phase of the development. It will include residential, commercial, education, cultural, health, and community spaces.
These lands were once owned by the Crown. We need to remember that. Lands that were basically stolen from our people that are now being transformed to an economic asset that's going to grow and be a source of pride and income and resources for Treaty 1 First Nations and people for generations and generations to come.
This latest funding brings total federal investment in the project to about $5.5 million. The urban reserve is comprised of 109 acres of land on the former site of Kapyong Barracks. Manitoba has won another medal at the Canada Games, Newfoundland. Portage la Prairie's Soren Wesselake cycled his way to a gold medal Wednesday in men's mountain biking. It's his second medal of the Games. He nabbed a bronze in the time trial. No finals Thursday for Team Manitoba as athletes competed in several sports, including round 3 of golf, artistic swimming, diving, wrestling, and more. Manitoba will look to improve in the final round of golf, where they sit 6th in men's, 8th in team, and 18th in women's. Team Manitoba has 18 medals so far. Congrats to all the winners. Here's a look at what's going on at Confusion Corner. Things are slowly picking up this Friday morning. People getting to work as quickly as they can so they could go home early. It's that time of year, and CTV and Chicken Chef want you to share how you're soaking up the season, from concerts to getaways. Whatever makes your Manitoba summer magical, we want to see it. We've seen some amazing moments so far, and now it's your turn to shine. Upload a photo of your summer fun for a chance to win the $5,000 grand prize, plus daily draws for $50 Chicken Chef gift certificates and a gorgeous patio set from Windeck to elevate your outdoors. So what are you waiting for? Grab your phone and share your summer with us today. Let's go now to Ainsley, who's live under the big top at Assiniboia Downs. Are you going to perform for us this morning, Ainsley?
Well, if I had, okay, the circus is 2 weeks, Europa Super Circus, and I would have been the bearded lady, but by the time it grows in, they'll be on the road off to wherever else they're going to be here in Western Canada. Okay. The next person, I said, who are we going to talk to? He said, the sword. I said, sword. Like, how big is the sword? What's happening with the sword? He went like this. He went like this. And it's going to go here.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'll stick with facial hair, and then I'll let the pros do what the pros do. But yeah, they got a show tonight at 4:30.
It's a good backup plan. All right, let's go to the rooftop now. No sword play up there.
No, keeping everything intact this morning. It's a beautiful start to your morning, though. It really is. A little bit cool for those of you that don't love like the hot temperatures, or just throw an extra layer on. I'm quite comfortable wearing what I'm wearing right now. The sun is up, and honestly, the sky is so stunning. Beautiful sunny conditions to kick off southern and central Manitoba. I was thinking that we were going to see an increase in the wind speeds at 17 kilometers per hour. That's not much. The winds on the lighter side for now, but later on today, we certainly will notice those winds increasing. Still sitting at 13 degrees. The sun, like I said, it's looking gorgeous. Pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 73%. As the day goes on, we won't be seeing as much sunshine, with clouds expected to build up and showers likely moving through this afternoon. The showers are part of the system that's falling across northern Manitoba, bringing the 50 to 70 millimeters of rain, with the warnings still in place across the north. Then into the afternoon, that system kind of wraps around, moving back through central and southern Manitoba with a chance of showers or thunderstorms. Not just for this afternoon, it'll linger overnight and through tomorrow as well. And yes, temperatures will be a little bit cooler over the next few days, stopping at about 21 degrees today, even cooler as we're moving into the weekend, and remaining below seasonal all weekend long, but a little bump up with those temps next week. The heat will be back again.
CTV Morning Live Weather brought to you by Canadian Footwear, helping you find the perfect fit.
Let's check in now on our question of the day. We want to know, what's the coolest piece of band merch you've ever bought? Our question of the day has moved from Twitter, so now we want you to text your answer along with your name to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response. At CTV Morning Live, we're all about celebrating your amazing pets, whether they're furry, feathered, or scaly. Your Pet of the Week submissions are amazing. We want more, whether it's dogs, cats, birds, or any other pet pals. Send them our way. Drop your pet photos and a fun little story about them to Pet of the Week at ctv.ca, and then catch us every Thursday between 6 and 9 to find out if your pet is our Pet of the Week on CTV Morning Live. All right, we're going to take a break here. We'll be back after this. Good morning. It is 7:16. New details of the disappearance of a Norwegian hiker who is believed to have been swept away by a fast-moving river in the far north. Searchers have recovered Stefan Shatelvik's backpack and a rifle he was carrying on the shore of the Hayes River east of York Factory. Mounties also say his GPS device gave out its last coordinates Thursday afternoon on the east shore, about 4.5 kilometers from York Factory. The family spokesperson says Shatelvik had been preparing for a trek across northern Canada for more than a year.
What I can say is that this is his big dream. It has been a goal he has been aiming to reach for a long time. He's been in his last conversation with the family Wednesday last week, leaving the last known position. He was happy, he was satisfied, he was having a lot of supplies with him for the last part of the journey.
Mounties say teams are continuing to search downriver, but are not sending in divers until they can narrow down the search area. The cost to search a landfill north of Winnipeg for the remains of 2 First Nations women ended up being just a fraction of what was originally projected. The province said the search of Prairie Green landfill for Morgan Harris and Mercedes Myron, which officially wrapped up last month, cost around $18 million. That is well below the high estimate of $184 million initially put forward by the previous PC government and the revised estimate of $90 million in a report by the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs. The Premier also revealed last week a preliminary search of Brady landfill for the remains of a 3rd woman, Ashley Shingoose, are now underway. All 3 died in 2022 at the hands of a Winnipeg serial killer who put their remains in dumpsters. A new study finds cats and humans develop dementia in similar ways, offering hope for Alzheimer's research. Scientists found amyloid beta built up in cat brains, the same protein linked to human dementia. Symptoms in cats include memory loss, confusion, and behavior changes, mirroring what happens in people. Experts say studying feline dementia could lead to better treatments for both pets and humans. Here's a look at what's happening along the St. James Bridge right now. Things are moving well to start off this Friday morning. No issues to tell you about in traffic. If you see any problems out there, though, please let us know.
Traffic is brought to you by Curtis Carpets, Manitoba's flooring experts.
Welcome back to Cape Side. The cast of Dawson's Creek is reunited for a live script reading of the show's pilot next month. James Vanderbeek, Katie Holmes, Michelle Williams, and Joshua Jackson, among others, will be there. It's part of an F cancer event in New York City. Last fall, James Vanderbeek announced he was living with stage 3 colorectal cancer. Director Ron Howard has long been drawn to real-life stories, but his latest film, based on a true story, might not be what you'd expect from the Oscar-winning director.
What brings you to Floriana? Why, you did. Your story inspired us to leave everything behind to start anew.
Eden is based on the bizarre true story of 9 disillusioned Europeans who attempt to start anew on the Galapagos Islands following the First World War. What results is a cat and mouse game fueled by betrayal and distrust. Howard says the nearly 100-year-old story still resonates today.
One of the most searched phrases on the internet is off the grid. People are beginning to wonder, you know, is this the best place for me? Is modern society, you know, where I want to spend the rest of my life? Here's an object lesson. People lived it.
Eden opens in U.S. theaters today. It's unclear when it might be coming to Canada. Your primetime lineup starts this evening at 7 with Celebrity Jeopardy. At 8, settle in for back-to-back episodes of Fear Thy Neighbor. At 10, The Big Bang Theory. And at 10:30, it's E-Talk. Bringing in Terry now. The weekend is finally here. Do you have big plans this weekend, Terry?
My mom is coming to visit me this weekend, actually, so I'm going to be having some company around.
Oh, that's lovely.
Also, we should mention that we're celebrating our producer, Swarna, because she's leaving us. So we've got some celebrations going on this weekend to make sure that we're giving her a nice send-off. She's done incredible work for this show over the past.
Incredibly sad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so happy.
Swarna, we love you.
Love you, Swarna. Good luck.
Yeah, no, we've got, so that's on my plate. How about you? What are you up to this weekend?
I'm going away with the girls for the weekend. It's just going to be a girls' weekend.
Very nice.
Fun out at the lake.
Okay, well, throw a sweater in your pack because you might need it this weekend. It will be a little bit cool and below seasonal all weekend long. We're looking outside right now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. It's beautiful. It's clear. You can see the camera is still shaking out there. That breeze. It's noticeable right now, like a little bit breezy, but it's going to get really windy later on today, and then those winds will remain strong all throughout the coming weekend. Temperature-wise, below seasonal, although to start out, we're not doing too bad. When you think that 11 degrees is a normal low, we were as cool as 12. We're now at 13, and we'll continue to make some gains today, just not quite as many gains as you might expect this time of year. Cooler yet, over in Brandon, 8 degrees for you, so it's a below seasonal start, and even other places that are in the double digits. You're just barely there this morning. Clear, though, all across southern and central Manitoba. The heavier clouds, they're still lingering up north. And more than clouds, there's going to be rain. And in fact, we've got those rainfall warnings still in place through much of northern Manitoba. And Environment Canada is still sticking to those numbers of 50 to 70 millimeters of rain. It started yesterday, continued overnight, and will continue throughout the day today. That's not the only place that's going to see the rain, though. This system will eventually wrap back around while we're looking clear for now. Later today, some clouds building up and perhaps some showers will be rolling through central and southern Manitoba as well. And I mentioned the below seasonal temperatures, noontime around 20 degrees, even cooler yet across northern Manitoba where there won't be the sunshine to at least give you that bit of a boost. We'll only make it to a high of about 21, though, and 24 is normal for this time of year. So not just today, but through the weekend, temperatures remaining shy of that with that chance of showers this afternoon, but still lingering overnight and through tomorrow as well. Look at this. It looks like a mountain range off in the distance, doesn't it? Just clouds taken in the Winnipeg area near Silver Falls. Thanks to George for the photo. And keep them coming, please, to Winnipeg weather at ctv.ca.
Thank you, Terry. As cross-border trade tensions continue, new figures are revealing some major shifts in Canadians' grocery shopping habits. Orange juice shipments from the U.S. hit a 2-decade low in June. Here's CTV's Kathy Lee on the cocktail of reasons for the citrus slump.
At this Centera grocery store in Calgary, U.S. orange juice bottles cling to a tiny slice of shelf space. Demand for the drink drying up over time. Canadians no longer seem as sweet on the OJ as they once were.
I drink less orange juice.
We're finding it a little bit on the pricey side.
It's a little bit too acidic for me, so for health reasons, we've cut down on that.
The changing consumer habits, one of the reasons U.S. orange juice imports into Canada hit a record low in June in more than 20 years, according to new U.S. data.
Per capita consumption in North America has more than halved in the last 20 years.
Supply issues in states like Florida because of disease and extreme weather, and retaliatory tariffs on U.S. citruses and orange juice also contributing factors.
We're clearly feeling the impact of the steel and aluminum tariffs. These retaliatory tariffs were intended to do the same thing to the U.S.
At the Bridgeland grocery store, the owner says some shoppers are branching out, thirsty for something new.
Mango juice or pineapple juice, stuff that is more of a different price point.
While desire for the U.S. imported option dwindles, at Centerra, it's the opposite for the tangy juice, freshly squeezed right from the fruit.
We are seeing an increase on a per customer basis.
Jose Lomelli says thanks to oranges imported from other countries,
Egypt, Morocco, Zimbabwe.
These bottles of citrus sunshine still affordable.
This is the best orange juice.
With fresh becoming more popular and a plethora of other juices available.
Orange mango juice that's organic. I can get guava juice.
It's uncertain if U.S. OJ can squeeze its way back into shopping carts in the future or will peel out of the picture. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
If you love great food and great football, this is something you won't want to miss. XL Door is serving up the ultimate game day package, a delicious chicken mix pack to enjoy at home, fun merchandise, and 2 tickets to see the Bombers take the field on September 6th. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and enter the clue word chicken. Good luck. Coming up, this performer is from Europe, here for the Europa Super Circus that came to town. Stay with us for more. All right, let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at the Circus this morning. All kinds of really cool performances you could check out over the next 2 weeks as the show was in town. Good morning, Ainsley. Are you going to do something for us?
No.
Okay, perfect. You're not the expert there anyway.
Certainly not. I'll be helping. I'll be assisting. Okay. I'll be the assistant today.
Okay.
You know what? Some people. Thank you so much for the introduction. Okay, Wendy Blades joins us now. Some people, you know, they want to be an astronaut when they grow up. Some people, a doctor. But you said swords. Why did you choose this very interesting career path?
Well, I was originally born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, near the famous Coney Island Circus sideshow, where I grew up, and they say I went from the gift shop to the big top. So I did follow my dreams, and I really encourage that in the show, to always follow your dreams. Whether you're 99 or 5, there's no age limit on dreaming.
I love that. And then that's how you learned, right? Like just by speaking to other people who did it, online tutorials? How does that work?
I had a little bit of a mentor, but a lot of what I do is self-taught.
And there's different sizes of swords. I will be getting out of the way, by the way, for our audience.
Different sizes and shapes. I have a whole bunch of tricks up my sleeves.
When it comes to the show itself, what can people expect from you and your colleagues?
Large, dynamic, jaw-dropping, lots of skills, lots of years of practice. We're a small circus, only have like 14 people, but I would say we bring like the power of like a circus of 100.
Okay, I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to do my part. Okay, take away. Let's hit the music.
Wow. 13 degrees, my goodness. Southwest winds, they're 17 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 73%. Anyone else hurting after that? I feel like I need some water. I don't know. I don't even know what I need. Something soothing, a popsicle. Gosh. Okay, for northern Manitoba, still dealing with the rainfall warnings. They were issued yesterday. Actually, 2 days ago, they were issued as a statement or an advisory, giving you the heads up. And then this started yesterday with the rain, and that's when that became a straight up warning. And now that rain continued overnight and through today. Environment Canada still saying, sticking with those numbers, 50 to 70 millimeters all throughout that region. We got plenty of rain rain the other night. Now we're waking up to sunshine. It's looking good, but we could get another round of precipitation later today. While it's very clear right now through central and southern Manitoba, this afternoon that system from the north will wrap back around again, and we too have the chance of showers into the afternoon. It'll be a little bit cool today, 21 degrees with winds out of the west, gusting at times to 60 kilometers per hour. Those winds remaining strong overnight, shifting ever so slightly. It'll become out of the northwest as that chance of showers continues, and we drop down to 13 degrees. Tomorrow, still chance of showers, still some very strong winds, and still those below seasonal temperatures. In fact, they'll last all weekend long, but the clouds won't. They'll clear out by Sunday, and eventually the temperatures will be warming up, and we're back into the mid-20s next week.
Thanks, Terry. A holding company owned by David Thompson is looking to buy the Royal Charter, which formed the Hudson Bay Company, and keep it in Manitoba. The company is offering at least $15 million for the charter, which would then be donated to the Archives of Manitoba. Hudson's Bay had previously announced it would seek court approval next month to sell the charter for $12.5 million to a holding company belonging to the Weston family. They had intended to donate it to the Canadian Museum of History. The court filing suggests the Weston's bid serves as a minimum bid. The charter was issued by King Charles II and gave the Bay rights to a vast swath of land spanning most of Canada and extraordinary power over trade for decades. While Air Canada flights are getting back up and running, passengers are now sharing their frustrations over trying to get rebooked on another airline.
It felt like at every step of the way, instead of trying to provide a solution, it was, you can have a refund. Please have a refund. And we knew that that was really just a way of them absolving themselves of the responsibility.
That's David Britton. His family's flight home from Europe was canceled. The Brittons found the next available tickets on a United flight from Italy to Kelowna, but Air Canada declined to book them. According to the Canadian Transportation Agency's air passenger protection regulations, if an airline can't rebook you on their airline following a cancellation, a customer may choose a reservation by the next available flight that is offered by any carrier. Passenger protection advocates say the airline may have violated federal regulations for financial gain by failing to comply with CTA guidelines. Meanwhile, Air Canada says it will cover out-of-pocket expenses for passengers affected by the strike. This includes hotels, meals, and ground transportation. Passengers can submit receipts through the airline's online customer relations portal. But Air Canada warns it may take 4 to 6 weeks to reimburse everyone due to the expected high volume of claims. Air Canada said it will be operating at nearly full network capacity today. Hurricane Erin is moving northeast in the Atlantic today with high surf and wind reaching some parts of eastern Canada.
We are concerned about the waves. We're expecting waves to break around 3 to 5 meters along parts of the coast of Nova Scotia and southern Newfoundland on Saturday, and for Nova Scotia on Friday.
The hurricane is north of Bermuda and well offshore, moving east-northeast. Maritime gale warnings are in effect for areas in the Atlantic, Gulf of St. Lawrence, and Northumberland Strait. Officials are not expecting any storm surge or rain, but say there could be high surf and some coastal erosion. Hurricane Erin has just been downgraded to a Category 1. Matt will, we'll just have more details as that news develops. Newly unsealed video from a lawsuit against TikTok offers a startling glimpse of candid discussions inside the company. The clips from internal meetings show employees expressing concerns about the potential harm of the app on young users' mental health.
Unfortunately, some of the stuff that people find interesting are not always the most healthy. So I think we do in a way encourage some of this content being put up.
We obviously wanted people to spend as much time as possible on TikTok, which can be in contrast to what is best for your mental health.
The remarks in the unsealed clips don't track with TikTok's public statements. The company has said it believes its platform is safe for young people. A TikTok spokesperson called the video misleading. Several U.S. states are suing the company, saying it preys on young people with addictive algorithms. What's worse than a bull in a china shop? Maybe a bear in an ice cream shop? Police in Northern California were called to a break-in at an ice cream shop, but the intruder they found was a bear. When they got there, it was behind the counter, helping itself to some dessert. Apparently, it was particularly fond of strawberry. Luckily, there was barely any property damage, just some stolen ice cream. All right, here's a look now at what's happening along Donald Street. It looks like things are still pretty light over here, but overall moving quite well. No issues to tell you about at this point. And here's a look now at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.36.8. The provincial average is $1.32. Winnipeg, the average is $1.32, and the lowest price in the city is $1.27. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
Price at the Pump brought to you by kidneycard.ca. Get a free tow and a tax receipt for value of your car.
And look at that, it's 13 degrees, it is sunny, it's a gorgeous start to your Friday. We'll be back after this break with more CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
Beautiful start to your Friday morning. It's looking good out there. 13 degrees with a bit of a breeze. It's out of the southwest, 17 kilometers per hour. The pressure falling, the humidity sitting at 73%. How stunning to see the whole city just glowing like that. Plenty of sunshine, very few clouds. That's not the case across the entire province, and it won't be the case throughout the entire day, even here in the south, where we are starting with the sunshine. For northern Manitoba, the rainfall warnings remain in place. You've got plenty still to come. 50 to 70 millimeters is what Environment Canada is talking about over the course of the 2 days, having started yesterday and continuing overnight. Today it will eventually begin to taper off, but there's the heavier clouds up north, and that's where the rain is starting, but we could see some of that later on into the afternoon here across southern and central Manitoba. The temperatures might be a little bit cool, slightly below seasonal, 9 degrees in Churchill. Other places will make it low to mid, maybe high teens for some. But yes, it is likely to be a kind of gloomy looking day and a little bit soggy as well. And talk about all of this rain being piled into the last few weeks. I mean, where was this at the start of summer when everything was so desperately dry? And now we don't even have a chance to dry out because it just seems like day after day and massive amounts. We had that huge soaking across southern Manitoba just, was it not quite yesterday, like kind of the night before, but now into the afternoon, more precipitation is possible. There will be a stronger wind to kind of help dry things out today, and the below seasonal temperatures, that's not a one-day event. In fact, we're going to remain below seasonal all weekend long, with the possible showers not just this afternoon, but overnight and through tomorrow too. Eventually, the sunshine comes back Sunday, and the heat will be back early and continuing through the end of next week.
Thank you, Terry. We just saw a sword swallower. Now we're going to see another performer this morning. The Circus is in town. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Rochelle. And if you'd ever wondered what 7 generations of circus performers looks like, Erica joins us this morning. Tell us about what it was like growing up in the circus.
Well, it's actually cool. Like, it's such a different lifestyle. Like, my dad is the clown of the circus. My mom used to be also in the circus. She used to do foot juggling. So just growing up like in this different life, it's amazing.
And you would have learned many elements, including what we're about to see today. What are some of them?
Oh, I learned the hoops, I do silks, and then I had to do like lira and a lot of stuff, but I stick with silks.
And you have to find your way to get up, and we're actually going to get some help today and learn about all of that. What's the process? Before we see, because I can't.
It's hard. It's a lot of practice, like strength and to get like the power, and a little bit scary to go up, but with practice, everything.
So did you start at like 18 months or? Oh. Were you a baby when you started?
No, I was 10.
You were 10? Okay, still young.
Almost a baby, yeah.
Okay. All right, take it away. Let's get that help so we can get you up there and also hit the music too. Is there a name or title of what we're going to be seeing this weekend at the circus?
Just
Europa Super Circus. Okay. All right, take it away.
Wonderful, thank you. Wildfire devastation is top of mind right now in Atlantic Canada. In Newfoundland and Labrador, dozens of families are learning their homes have been destroyed. And as CTV's Garrett Barry explains, in some cases the fire has also robbed them of their freedom.
For Elsa Fitzgerald and the thousands of other wildfire evacuees in Conception Bay North, these past 3 weeks of waiting and fearing for their homes and communities has been excruciating. Until Monday night, when Elsa learned she had no home to return to.
Realizing now I should have took a lot more than I did. Everything is gone. I had 2 pets that I just put down food and water for, and I'm assuming they didn't make it out.
That house in Western Bay had been in the family for generations. She never imagined the flames would hit her community so hard. Officials say at least 86 properties were destroyed in that small town.
I never even took my leg. I'm an amputee and my leg's been sore, so I never even took my leg, you know. I lost it in the house.
We really haven't gotten a look at the true scale of the destruction yet. Homeowners have not been let back into their communities to have a look at their properties.
The hard reality is slowly sinking in. Deborah Coombs has been told she's lost what was to become her dream retirement home.
It's not going to feel real until I get out there and actually look and see that, you know, my barn is gone, my root cellar is gone, my home is gone, all my collectibles, all my memories, all the work that went into it.
Like so many others, Deborah said she didn't really get to say a proper goodbye or take everything she would have liked from the house.
I forgot the crib board that belonged to my great-grandfather, you know, things like that. Take it seriously. Get ready, find those things that are important to you and put them aside, because I'm regretting.
Neither of these 2 women had insurance on their homes. Elsa is pledging to rebuild.
My son-in-law and my grandson says we'll go there, we'll clean it up, we'll cut logs.
Even if she worries that her tiny town may never be the same again. Garrett Barry, CTV News, St. John's.
How's it going? Jermaine Franklin inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we go to Atlanta. First round of the Tour Championship. Rory McIlroy hitting his 3rd shot in the bunker on the par 5 18th. Gets away too much of it. But it goes off the wall, bounces back towards the hole. He'll take the result of that mishit. The look of disbelief on his face as he gets some luck. And sure enough, with his birdie putt from there, perfect line and drops it. Not your ordinary birdie. Scotty Scheffler can't help but laugh. What a way to end your round. And that's your must-see moment from Thursday. And tonight on TSN, Friday Night Football. Elks taking on the Red Blacks. Pre-game begins at 6 p.m. Central. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
TSN Must-See Moments brought to you by Super Blinds and Draperies, your Hunter Douglas shade provider for over 40 years. CTV Morning Live Weather brought to you by Garage Masters, your complete garage specialists.
It's Friday and it is gorgeous out here. Beautiful start to your morning. I'm not going to guarantee that these conditions will last. In fact, I'll give you a heads up that they very likely won't. So make the most of this morning while the sun is shining. It's looking so beautiful, bright blue sky above. 13 degrees right now. There's a bit of a breeze out of the southwest. It's 17 kilometers per hour, but it will get a lot stronger later today. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 73%. Not everybody so lucky to wake up to this blue sky. Northern Manitoba, heavier clouds and more rain is continuing. Those rainfall warnings that Environment Canada issued yesterday and gave the heads up of a couple days back, those remain in place and the rain will continue throughout the day today, eventually tapering off into the evening time. Now, as the day goes on, we'll start to see this blue sky disappearing with the clouds stacking up and the chance of showers on the way through central and southern Manitoba. This afternoon, we could start to see that activity developing and then continuing overnight and throughout tomorrow as well. Along with the rain, stronger winds and below seasonal temperatures. That's what we'll deal with all weekend long with the sunshine returning Sunday. My guest today is Julia DeLeo. She is the fitness center manager here at Sport Manitoba. Julia, this is a beautiful space. Tell me a little bit about it.
We've been up and running for just over 8 years. It's a beautiful facility open to the community. We have a lot of different offerings from fitness classes, personal training, or you can come and get your own workout in. All levels are welcome to come to our facility.
Very nice. And I mean, I just mentioned like what a beautiful space. You've got this natural light. The machines are like spread out so you don't feel like cramped in here. But there's a lot of machines, and if somebody isn't familiar with the gym environment, it can be a little bit intimidating. You can help them along, right?
Absolutely. We have a lot of fitness professionals and staff available. We offer free equipment orientations, and we also have a startup package if someone would like to work with a trainer even for the first little bit. So lots of people around to help guide, and including our classes. So we aim to educate people that want to learn more, can attend the classes, and then also come and use our facility on their own time.
Very nice. A lot of people, you know, fall kind of like sets that tone for a bit of a reset. You know, if somebody is thinking about coming down here for the fall, what can you present them with?
Well, we do have our 1-month trial, which is available year-round. It's $30, 30 days, free fitness, yoga, spin classes, so that's always available for anyone. And then we have a lot of fun programs coming up. We have very popular strength yoga classes and mobility yoga classes coming up. We have a barbell club, which focuses on powerlifting, Olympic lifting, and run workshops and programs. So those are more kind of specialty programs. And then we also offer personal training and nutrition services.
Very nice. You've got a little something there for everybody on the list. Any tips for folks that might be coming down?
Yeah, just come on down. You can call or drop in. We're happy to give you a tour at any time and show you the facility, answer any of your questions. We do have drop-ins. They're only $10, so if you just wanted to try it out before committing, we're happy to let you check out the space. And consistency is a tip that we give to everyone. So once you find your gym, like just finding a routine that works for you, whether that's attending some classes or plugging just some self-guided workouts in your schedule.
Yeah, consistency is key, but it doesn't mean every day. And I think sometimes people get that in their head, and then that can sometimes lead to burnout. Consistency could just be picking your 2 to 3 days a week, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you want to move every day, whether it's just going for a walk or, you know, getting up, getting a little stretch in. But in terms of training, like if you can come 2, 3 to 4 times, that's wonderful. And it could be at home. It doesn't need to be in the gym. You know, while the summer's here, maybe you're taking it outside, or, you know, if you have young ones at home, maybe you're playing around with them too. So as long as you're getting some movement every day, that's what we recommend. And we're happy to teach you how to do some things at home or in the facility while you're here.
I love that. And how you mentioned even just going for a walk. When the weather gets cold, you've got a beautiful indoor track here. Where do people find out more if they want to?
You can visit our website at sportmanitoba.ca/fitness center. We have lots of information on our website. You're also welcome to call the fitness center, and we're happy to chat with you further.
There you have it. Take your health into your own hands. Get fit, get moving. You can come on down to Sport Manitoba.
This report is sponsored by Sport Manitoba, growing sport, wellness, and community.
Take a look at that big tent. That is at Assiniboia Downs. Is Europa Super Circus. You better run inside and see what is there. We'll be right back after this break. Do you love wine and a little VIP luxury? Then this is for you. We're giving away a Champagne Lounge VIP experience to the Winnipeg Wine Festival each week. That's for you and 3 friends at the RBC Convention Centre on September 26th and 27th. Enjoy exclusive wine tastings and support the Special Olympics while you're at it. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and enter the clue word, taste. It's time for Let's Celebrate. Let's see who's having a celebration today. Happy 20th birthday to Blake. Love from your family. Happy 6th birthday to Chase. Love from your papa, family, and friends. Happy 2nd birthday to Brooks with much love from Grandpa and Grandma. Happy 1st anniversary to Matthew and Melissa. Love Mom, Dad, and all your family. Happy 76th birthday to David. Love from your family. And a happy 50th anniversary to Wayne and Carol, wishing you many more years of happiness, love from your family and friends. If someone you care about is having a birthday, anniversary, retirement, or graduation, let's celebrate. To submit your celebration, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form at least 2 days in advance. It'll also enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift certificate to Party Stuff.
Let's Celebrate, brought to you by Party Stuff, 3 Winnipeg locations and at partystuff.ca.
Good morning. It's 8 o'clock on your Friday. Happy Friday to you. Coming up at 8:15, we're going to tell you about a man who was on a mission to explore the White Shell area. We're going to tell you about the many different places he went and visited and the journeys that he took. He put it all in a book. We'll have that for you and more. But first, your headlines. Medication mix-up sends Winnipeg girl to hospital. How her parents say a simple prescription error turned dangerous. Famine declared in Gaza City, with hundreds of thousands now facing starvation. And Bombers take victory. Brady Oliveira delivers yards, touchdowns, and a night full of highlights. Bring it in, Terry. Now the weekend is finally here. But it's cooler.
Yeah, we've been waiting for it. Well, we've been waiting for the weekend. Some people have been waiting for cooler weather too. And if you haven't been, just know there's another blast of heat coming our way next week. But yes, it will be a little bit cooler, not just today, but all weekend long. Starting out though, it's pleasant. Just throw that extra sweater on if you need it. 13 degrees. Plenty of sunshine. It's looking so gorgeous out there this morning. There is a bit of a breeze out of the southwest, 17 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 73%. That breeze will be getting stronger today too, so keep in mind the winds increasing. Keep in mind the rain continuing. That's the case across northern Manitoba, with the rainfall warning still in place. Today will probably bring an end to that rain event across northern Manitoba, but Environment Canada is still sticking with those numbers of 50 to 70 millimeters as a cumulative from Thursday when that rain started. You can see the heavier clouds on the satellite image. Precipitation doesn't read in the northern half of the province. You can see the lack of clouds here through central and southern Manitoba, although as it's starting to move down again, and I'll show you the future cast in a second, you'll see we're starting to see those clouds increasing and even some scattered showers through west central Manitoba. So here's what I'm talking about, that kind of wraparound effect. So yes, northern Manitoba, we knew that would be the case, and now moving into parts of central Manitoba and eventually down into the south as well. So many of us will see those clouds increasing and the possibility of some showers, which will then continue overnight and still through tomorrow, especially for anybody out on the eastern side of the province. A better chance of some scattered showers, but even parts of the west might see a little bit of precipitation through Saturday. All of that, though, clearing out by Sunday. Sunshine back again, but the heat won't be back until middle of next week. So the weekend itself below seasonal. 24 degrees is normal for this time of year. We will have not just some precipitation and cooler temperatures, stronger winds expected for the next few days. Not tornado-like winds. Speaking of our art today, if it looks familiar, it probably is, because Cora's sister Nora did a very similar piece. I'm not sure who was inspired by whom, but they're equally beautiful, and we thank you for sharing your art with us. Keep the pictures coming, please, to Winnipeg weather at ctv.ca.
A medication mistake caused a 10-year-old Winnipeg girl to overdose. Her parents say it happened after a local Shoppers Drug Mart gave her a much higher dose than prescribed.
We already know that the dosage received should have never been given to a child.
Andrea Thidrickson and Kevin Barkley say their daughter overdosed after taking the wrong dose from the pharmacy. While staying with a family friend, the girl was given a pill from her bottle of medication that she routinely takes. The friend noticed she wasn't her usual energetic self. The next morning, she took another pill and became very ill. Her parents say the pharmacy gave her 20 milligram tablets, 10 times the 2 milligrams prescribed. Poison Control and their pediatricians sent them to Children's Hospital. The diagnosis, an unintentional overdose, because she was dispensed 20 milligram tablets, 10 times greater than her prescribed dose of 2 milligrams. The family says the wrong dose came from the Shoppers Drug Mart at Dominion Center. The parents say they got a full apology from the pharmacy owner, but they want a full review.
It's not a little mistake, and something bigger needs to happen.
The College of Pharmacists says all errors must be reported and prevention plans put in place. From October 2024 to March 2025, the college recorded 1,300 mishaps or near misses, including one case of severe harm. In this case, the girl fully recovered, but her parents say it could have been much worse. New this morning, famine has now been confirmed in Gaza City for the first time. The Integrated Food Security Phase classification, known as the IPC, has raised its level for Gaza to Phase 5, which is the highest and worst level on its scale. It says more than 500,000 people in the Gaza Strip are facing, quote, starvation, destitution, and death. In response, Israel says it rejects the findings in the IPC report, specifically the claim of famine in Gaza City. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers came away with a 26-13 win over the Montreal Alouettes last night, and it was Brady Oliveira leading the charge. The CFL's reigning most outstanding player finished with 137 rushing yards and 73 receiving yards on 9 catches. He also scored a key 3-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter to give Winnipeg a 23-13 lead. The win improves the Bombers' record to 6-4, while the Alouettes dropped their 4th in a row to fall to 5-6. The Blue Bombers visit the league-leading Saskatchewan Roughriders on August 31st. An adorable moment caught the attention of fans as Brady Oliveira shared a hug with a fan. She held up a poster cheering him on, and Oliveira made sure to pause and make the moment extra special.
See this one fan and how excited, look how excited she is. Oh my gosh! It's Brady! Oh my gosh, Brady!
The moment was a brief pause from the action, highlighting the connection between players and fans in the stadium. So cool. All right, here's a look now at what's going on Osborne Street. Things are moving well over here. No issues to tell you about. No delays or stalls in traffic. If you see problems, though, let us know. Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who is live at Assiniboia Downs this morning. The Circus is in town, and there's so many cool things happening there. And we're getting a sneak peek this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle. I'm surprised you didn't say where's my guest, but I'm also not seeing the full scope of the shot that you guys are getting right now. Disa is joining me from above. Good morning, Disa.
Hello, good morning.
An almost 20-year veteran of the circus. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I started doing this when I was a kid. I'm basically the farm kid that ran away and joined the circus. I'm not from a circus family, unlike a lot of the folks here. And I wanted to be Peter Pan, and this is about as close as I could actually get.
Yes, this is the next closest thing. Tell us about what you're on right now. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the full scope of the swinging and everything because of the capacity with our cords and such. However, tell us about what people can expect this weekend.
So when you come see the show, you'll see me up here. This is called a swinging trapeze. And as you said, you're not going to be seeing it right now, but when you come see the show, I will be swinging back and forth very, very high up in the air and doing all kinds of really fun tricks and spinning around and catching myself as I fall by the bar and all of that kind of thing.
The physical stamina of putting something like this on, whether it's with what you're doing or your colleagues, what does it take?
It takes a lot of practice. You really, you have to take good care of your body, you know, eat right, sleep right, all that kind of thing. And then it really is just a lot of practice.
Yeah. And the show itself, lots to see. Why should people come?
Because it's a whole lot of fun. It's fun for all ages. You know, obviously it is definitely geared towards children, but we definitely keep it exciting for the grown-ups as well. My favorite thing when I'm on the trapeze is to see all the faces out in front of us here, and sometimes it's the parents who are the most amazed when I land a trick, and it just makes me so happy.
I feel like I'm talking to a friend from the top of a tree house, and I'm at the bottom of the tree. Okay, let's just see one quick thing before we're out of time.
Okay, one quick trick.
Oh, and she makes it look easy. Derica, that is absolutely incredible. Europa Super Circus happening all weekend long and next weekend as well. There's a 4:30 show.
Thank you, Ainsley. The cleanup is underway after a massive storm ripped through southern Alberta Wednesday. It toppled power lines, snapped trees, damaged crops and homes, and resulted in the death of some farm animals at a local petting zoo. CTV's Terry Fikowski reports.
The sound of a massive cleanup underway at this petting zoo outside of Brooks, Alberta, after a strong storm blew in fast.
The storm was literally like 100 yards off the gravel road, white, hail, wall, and it just was coming. There was no stopping it.
The storm shattered every window and caused $80,000 worth of damage to farm equipment and property, but it also toppled big trees, crushing and killing a pony and beloved camel, Stoli.
It's rough. I mean, he's part of the family, right? He's been known around the whole area here. People at Brooks, visitors have come through.
The strength of the storm evident as you drive into Brooks, with nearly every home peppered with holes from ping-pong-size hail and strong winds.
You can see the big holes here along the side.
Galen Lilac is still assessing the damage to her home and helping neighbors clean up the community.
The lightning was like just one on top of the other, and the thunder was so loud you couldn't hardly even hear that over top of how loud the hail was.
A scary situation for those on the roads when the storm hit too. RCMP say a vehicle with people inside became trapped under a live power line that collapsed on Highway 1 just outside of Brooks. It was shut down for hours on Thursday as crews worked to restore power to the region.
It rolled through in approximately 10 to 15 minutes, but rolled through with extreme winds, large hail, and caused mass amounts of damage to our customers and to our facilities.
A sobering reminder about Mother Nature's wrath.
It was scary. It was scary.
Very heartbreaking.
Terry Fikowski, CTV News, Calgary.
Looking through the Bath Fitter Live Eye now. Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. It is so beautiful, so clear, so much sunshine to kick off your morning. Soak it up now, because it might not last. We could be getting soaked later today. As far as the temperatures go, it's pleasant out there. I wanted the extra layer on this morning. I'm not mad about my choice, but it will be warming up, just not shockingly today, and in fact, not even to seasonal values. 14 degrees is where we're sitting right now. That's up a degree from last hour. Also up from last hour, Brandon is at least now into the double digits. All through southern Manitoba, seasonal lows would be around 11 degrees, so you were actually a little bit cooler than that here in the southwest, but you're starting to make some gains now that the sun is up. Northern Manitoba, you're not seeing much of that sunshine. I mean, it's up, but it's behind the clouds and the rain is still coming down. So it will be a soggy day across northern Manitoba. You've got the rainfall warnings in place. 50 to 70 millimeters of rain is what Environment Canada was warning of. So that's still going to be a factor for you today. And in fact, we too could see more of that precipitation as everything that's moving through northern Manitoba kind of wraps around, and we'll see that moving back in later on today. Right now it's very, very clear, but those clouds will build up. And already through central Manitoba, you're starting to see some of that precipitation, and eventually so too will we here through southern Manitoba. Watching the temperatures rise through the day today, like I said, it'll probably be a little bit below seasonal. Noontime temperatures around 20 degrees. Northern Manitoba even cooler yet, and 21 are expected high today, when 24 is in fact normal for this time of year. So not just today, but all weekend long will remain below seasonal, with some rain developing later on today and winds increasing. Those winds will stay strong right through the overnight and into tomorrow as the rain continues, but clearing out Sunday and plenty more sunshine, even a little more heat as we're looking ahead to next week. And we'll be back right after this break.
Good morning. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe has confirmed that he's traveling to China to help get hefty Chinese tariffs on Canadian canola products removed. He met with the federal agriculture minister and industry leaders Thursday afternoon to map out a plan moving forward. CTV's Keenan Sorokin reports.
Speaking just steps away from labs that were key into the development of canola, Premier Scott Moe and the federal government are warning about the different tone and approach necessary to navigate through Chinese canola tariffs.
We have tools at our disposal. We know your value, and we're going to work hand in hand with the government of Saskatchewan to see what we can do to mitigate the situation in the days ahead.
A little different approach in how you advance the conversation and advance the relationship. This one, it's our view that needs to advance and advance very rapidly.
Moe says he will be traveling to China in the next few weeks with hopes of another trip by the end of the year. The plan thus far is to focus on domestic policy to support Western Canadian farmers, increase market access, and potential changes to regulations. But everyone was tight-lipped until the Prime Minister is able to make those announcements.
It isn't going to be Premier Moe and President Xi that stand up and say, we've come to a trade deal here and everything is good moving forward. It is going to be the Prime Minister of Canada, Prime Minister Carney, and President Xi.
Free and unfettered access to trade is not looking very promising right now. We are in a different geopolitical context.
Farmers are looking for any help they can get, and we're pleased with the progress made Thursday.
Coming into harvest, it's urgent for farmers. We need action, and we need it now.
Moe fears these tariffs could drag on for years instead of months. And while no country can replace the amount of canola China buys, he says there's opportunity in this struggle. Keenan Sorokin, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A local man has turned his lust for outdoor adventures into a new book. Author Ken Friesen's new book is titled Tiptoe to Last Lake. It explores his 14-year all-season odyssey hiking, biking, canoeing, and snowshoeing all over our province's beautiful White Shell area. Joining us now is author Ken Friesen. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, this is a journey that you've been on since 1984?
Correct, yes. In 1984, my cousin Rob and I got together and we pulled out the White Shell map and just wanted to know how many lakes we had been to, and we'd been to 50. And the two of us decided that we would then go to every remaining named lake in the White Shell under our own power. We thought it would be a neat thing to do, just do our best physically and get out there and see them all.
And how many lakes are there in the White Shell area?
There's 236 named lakes. And then there was 4 lakes that I went to that weren't named that I named for myself unofficially. So 240 lakes.
So when you started this whole thing, you were with your cousin,
right?
And you got really tight.
Yes.
You really developed a tight bond over this adventure.
Yes.
And how did that connect you? What was it about the experience that connected you?
Well, my cousin Rob is very efficient in the outdoors, and I've learned a lot from him and looked up to him as an outdoor person. So for me, it was a matter of learning and becoming more physical fit, and just enjoying what the White Shell has to offer, because it is a fabulous place to visit.
And why is it so fabulous? What's going on in there?
Well, there's the Canadian Shield, there's high rock vistas, there's lakes, there's rivers, there's all sorts of things to explore, there's wildlife, and just the isolation of being quiet and where you can go and just release your thoughts, and any difficulties that you're going through is a great place to calm your mind.
Now, when you went on this journey, you had no intentions of writing a book, but you did keep a journal, right?
I did. I kept notes of every trip that we went on, and gradually more and more people joined me on these trips. My wife, Chris, was a fabulous partner with me until she became pregnant, and then she had to bow out for a bit.
Okay.
But our friends, we had so much fun, and we had so many hilarious things happen to us that I had to keep track.
Okay, like what?
Oh, boy. There's so many things, too. Comedic canoe capsizing events, to just, how friends can be, they berate each other.
Yeah.
I was teaching a friend how to fish. He didn't want to learn from me, of course, but I cast it out as I was fishing, and I immediately caught a fish. Like, what are the chances of something like that?
First reel.
So, we had experiences in the winter where we built a snow shelter, and we were expecting lows of about -28. And when we pushed the pack away from the door, there was just a gush of steam that came in. So we had found out it was like -40 outside.
Wow.
Which didn't really deter us at all. We just worked harder at staying warm and kept going. But there were so many stories.
You had some pretty scary moments too, some wildlife that you encountered on the road?
Yeah, I took my son, he was about 2, and we were camping, and I had brought all his stuff along. He had his potty, and he had just used it, and he was going to sleep. And I felt the shadow come along the left side of the tent, and all I heard was this slurping going on. And this shadow came to the front, and it was a black bear, and he was literally this far from my face.
Oh, my.
I don't know if he could see me through the tent screen. I never said anything to him. He didn't say anything to me.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, he just turned around and walked.
Well, this is exciting. Tiptoe to Last Lake was the last lake you visited.
Correct.
Because it was called Last Lake.
Correct.
Which is all documented in this book. This book launch is happening on Tuesday.
August 26th, correct.
And where?
At Pine Ridge Hollow. And
everyone is welcome?
Everyone's welcome, yes. It's going to be out in the village square, so there's lots of room. It'll be outdoors. If it does rain, it'll be going into the market building.
We're out of time already, but you describe this as a love letter to the White Shell and to your family and friends.
Definitely.
And the relationship that you had with nature. Thank you for sharing this with us. It's a beautiful book. You need to check it out for yourself. Thank you, Ken. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Oh, it sounds exciting. All right. We are waking up to sunshine this morning, and it is beautiful, but it might not last. So I've been saying get outside this morning, especially if you like these cooler temperatures, although lucky for those of you that do, the cooler temperatures will last all weekend long. It's 14 degrees with a bit of a breeze right now out of the west, 13 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling. The humidity is sitting at 77%. The sunshine looks good, though. Blue sky. Now, earlier on this morning, there was not a cloud to be spotted, and I'm starting to see just a few more of those clouds, and we'll continue to see a few more of them building through the day. today with a chance of some precipitation later this afternoon. Precipitation that is already starting to show up now through west central Manitoba, and it was falling all night long across northern Manitoba. In fact, all day yesterday, and those rainfall warnings remain in place across the north, 50 to 70 millimeters. Environment Canada is still standing by those numbers. Now, that whole system that's bringing the rain up north will wrap around, and that's what's going to be moving in for us later today. So increasing clouds, increasing winds, and that possibility of precipitation. The below seasonal temperatures will last all through the weekend, but the rain will only last through this afternoon, overnight, and tomorrow, and it will just be some scattered showers off and on. We'll get that sunshine back again by Sunday. This is not a mountain range, although it looks like one off in the distance, doesn't it? That's the clouds, and reflected beautifully in that still water. Thanks to George for the photo, and keep them coming, please, to Winnipeg weather at ctv.ca.
CTV Morning Live Weather brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Same-day oil and tire changes.
Hurricane Erin has pounded the coastline in places like North Carolina with powerful waves, strong winds, and coastal flooding. The storm is expected to move further offshore as it approaches eastern Canada. But as CTV's Jonathan McInnes reports, it's still going to make some waves here at home.
The waves at Lawrencetown Beach were big.
We're from Winnipeg, Manitoba. This is an absolutely beautiful part of our country. We're super excited to be here. Waves are crazy.
And they're only going to get bigger as Hurricane Erin passes off the coast over the weekend.
This is modeling that shows that near coastal wave heights, significant wave heights for the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia could go up between around 2 and 4 meters, approximately between 6 and 12 feet. Those would be like large breaking waves.
The pending wave action has forced the Canadian Life-Saving Surf Championships to change locations.
Expected big waves out there, and we decided for safety's sake and to ensure that we could operate that we would move here to beautiful Bayswater Beach.
Despite the gathering of lifeguards at the competition, the director of the Life-Saving Society of Nova Scotia says they will still be watching the water at supervised beaches, and they'll take action if the surf gets too dangerous.
The Department of Natural Resources issued a surf high wave advisory, and locally we're going to monitor it, and if such time that it's not manageable, the parks will be closed on a as-needed basis.
The waves are already pounding the North Carolina coastline. For now, the surf conditions at Lawrencetown are close to perfect. CTV meteorologist Kayla Mitchell agrees. Waves are expected to peak Friday afternoon and into Saturday morning. Jonathan McInnes, CTV News.
The Toronto International Film Festival is about 2 weeks away, and there's a lot to celebrate for its milestone 50th year. TIFF shared its final list of Tribute Award recipients. The awards honor outstanding contributions to cinema, and no list is complete without Canadian legend Catherine O'Hara. O'Hara will be receiving the Norman Jewison Career Achievement Award. Hollywood star Channing Tatum will be handed the Performer Award, and Idris Elba will receive the award in Impact Media. The TIFF Tribute Awards will be held as a gala fundraiser September 7th. The film festival officially kicks off September 4th and runs until the 14th. Do you love wine and a little VIP luxury? Then this is for you. We're giving away a Champagne Lounge VIP experience to the Winnipeg Wine Festival each week. That's for you and 3 friends at the RBC Convention Centre on September 26th and 27th. Enjoy exclusive wine tastings and support the Special Olympics while you're at it. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and enter the clue word, taste.
CTV Morning Live is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
Good morning. A home invasion in Lindsay, Ontario is generating a debate surrounding use of force and self-defense. A man was charged for allegedly attacking an intruder in his apartment in the middle of the night. CTV's Heather Wright reports.
In this town of 22,000 people northeast of Toronto, many here are only talking about 2.
I heard, what happened to, Jeremy upstairs, and, from what I understand, someone, broke into his his place while he was sleeping, and they attacked him, and he defended himself.
It all happened in the unit above Jesse Kalabik's tattoo shop early Monday morning. Police say they were called to this apartment for a report of an altercation. They say the resident, identified in court documents as Jeremy McDonald, woke up and found an intruder in his home. A fight ensued, and the alleged intruder, identified as Michael Kyle Breen, was airlifted to a Toronto hospital with serious injuries.
I think what he did was justified. You know, there's a lot of, controversy going on right now.
The controversy erupted after police charged both men. McDonald faces aggravated assault and assault with a weapon charges. Court documents suggest a knife was involved. Breen faces various charges, including possession of a weapon, break and enter, and failing to comply with probation.
Something is broken. I know if someone breaks into my house or someone else's, you're going to fight for your life. This guy has a weapon. You're going to use any force you possibly can to protect your family.
Kawartha Police, which laid the charges, defended their decision. Under Canadian law, individuals have the right to defend themselves and their property. However, it is important to understand that these rights are not unlimited in Canada. The law requires that any defensive action be proportionate to the threat faced.
We really need to know the details of what happened inside that home.
Defense attorney Joseph Newberger says it's too early to know exactly what happened inside the apartment, and says Canada does have self-defense laws despite the misinformation circulating online.
We do have sufficient self-defense laws that are broad enough that if an individual comes in with a knife or a gun and you are at serious risk of bodily harm or death, you can respond with lethal force.
Court documents show there was an arrest warrant out for Breen, the alleged intruder, at the time of this incident. Once he's released from hospital, he will be held in custody pending a bail hearing. Meanwhile, McDonald will be in court at the end of September. Heather Wright, CTV News, Lindsay, Ontario.
We're going to Terry now. It's going to feel much cooler this weekend as people head out to celebrate or hang out or just be outside.
Yeah, it will be cooler. Below seasonal, but I think still pleasant. I think there's a lot of people that will still enjoy where the temperatures will be topping out. And if that's not the case, if you're somebody that really likes that summertime heat, that will be back again on the other side of the weekend. So we only have to wait a few more days before we're feeling that. It's 14 degrees right now. We're seeing plenty of sunshine. Just a few clouds are starting to move in. Winds out of the west are 13 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 77%. There's still the rain across northern Manitoba, and the rainfall warnings remain in place still with the numbers 50 to 70 millimeters according to Environment Canada. It started yesterday, continued overnight, and today it will begin to taper off. But central and southern Manitoba will also be seeing more of that system. It's going to wrap right back around again. You can see already through central Manitoba on the west side of the province, beginning to see the little bit of precipitation. There it is showing up. And while we're clear right now, that will eventually close in on us as well, and we'll see those clouds building up with a chance of showers this afternoon. 21 degrees, that's where we'll top out with the temperatures below seasonal. 24 is in fact normal for this time of year, so not quite getting to those numbers. And we'll also deal with those winds increasing out of the west today, at times gusting to 60 kilometers per hour. So you'll notice that breeze is going to help dry things up after all of that rain that fell the other day. But then more rain, like I said, this afternoon, the chance of showers. Overnight, still that possibility of showers as the winds continue. And 13 degrees are expected. Low will also make for cooler temperatures tomorrow. 18 degrees, chance of showers, probably some heavier clouds tomorrow, and again, those stronger winds. Then after that, everything clears out. Sunday is going to look a little bit brighter. It's not going to be a lot warmer yet, though. That will wait until next week. So Sunday and still Monday, a little off the mark of seasonal. 24 is normal. We'll surpass that Tuesday and rise again beyond that as we look toward the end of next week.
Thank you, Terry. More encouraging news in the wildfire fight. The province has 6 large fires are no longer considered out of control. This includes the 359,000 hectare fire in Nopaming Provincial Park, the fire east of Cross Lake, and the one surrounding Leaf Rapids. The province-wide state of emergency is also due to expire today, and the province says it will once again begin issuing burn permits. Additionally, Wescuco Fall Provincial Park near Snow Lake will reopen for seasonal campers today at noon. A Winnipeg man is working to connect Manitobans living with disabilities to the resources they need. He spent years developing a website that does just that.
When you're paralyzed, you don't know what you can do, right? Slowly realizing after 2 years I can get on a 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler type of a bike and get back out and get on the trails again.
George Lowen's life changed 6 years ago after a spinal cord injury left him an incomplete quadriplegic. But that didn't stop him from enjoying a good bike ride. A 2019 mountain bike accident left him wondering what he was still capable of doing. Lowen says finding the resources he needed was challenging, everything from healthcare to an accessible pool, even pottery classes. He started with a poster asking for tips, but the idea evolved into a website, a much faster way to connect. His website, Wheelchair Adventures Manitoba, offers listings of accessible trails, places, and activities. Manitoba Possible, a nonprofit organization that helps those living with disabilities every day, calls an online resource like this invaluable.
It's really people with lived experience that can tell us what is truly accessible. So the more resources we have, the more information that's gathered is really going to help people identify those public spaces, trails, venues.
What keeps Lowen going? A love of the world outside his front steps. Staying active motivates him to keep encouraging others to never give up and to keep exploring one trail at a time. Excitement is building for fans of Oasis. The British band is set to take the stage at Rogers Stadium in Toronto this weekend. But ahead of the highly anticipated concerts, fans joined a massive line to get their hands on band merchandise at an official pop store. CTV's Sean Leathong was there.
It can be a t-shirt, an iconic bucket hat, a shot glass, or an Adidas jersey. An array of Oasis merchandise at this pop-up shop has fans grabbing what they can.
They're one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time. It's a pretty big deal.
After a 15-year hiatus, the group is coming together for a reunion tour.
The Oasis Live 25 World Tour is set to hit Rogers Stadium this Sunday and Monday, one of only 5 North American stops, and this is a chance for many fans to prepare.
I'm trying to actually cosplay as Liam on Sunday, so I was trying to go as much of a dark fit as humanly possible.
Oasis faithful were lining up outside OK Studios at 468 Queen Street West.
There's a nice buzz here. There will be a buzz at the concert. I'm sure people will be buzzing about it for days after.
For many here, these concerts will be their first chance to see Oasis, as their music seems to cut across generations.
90s rock style is very nostalgic for a lot of us. We grew up with our dads and older brothers playing this music.
When doors opened, fans started filing in, making a straight line for the Adidas jerseys.
I want to get those Adidas. They're a special collaboration, and they're selling like crazy.
It's a little bit of madness in here, just a little bit.
With prices ranging from $80 to $190, there was no hesitation.
This is amazing. I can't believe it. Yeah, it's amazing. Yay!
And because the Adidas merchandise are the hottest items, there is a limit, just 2 per person. For all the other merchandise, it's fair game, so there were some big hauls.
I grabbed everything I saw that looked cute. So I grabbed a black Oasis shirt, a white Oasis shirt, a black Oasis shirt. Lots of fun stuff, tour program. Bucket hat, must-have. Parka, must-have. I'll bring the attitude as well.
The bucket hats that I said so, t-shirt.
I got a Adidas jersey, black.
So when it's time to hit the cash, the final tally was...
God, I don't even want to tell you. A mortgage payment.
I'm not proud, I'm going back.
You're going back?
I'm doing a second sweep.
$548.
Worth it?
Oh, God, yeah.
Sean Leathong, CTV News.
That is dedication. Here's a look at what's happening at Portage at Polo Park. It looks like things are still quite light here, moving well to start off this Friday morning. No issues to tell you about. And let's look now at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.36. The provincial average is $1.32. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.32, and the lowest price in Winnipeg is $1.27. All this info is on GasBuddy.com.
Price at the Pump brought to you by kidneycard.ca. Get a free tow and a tax receipt for value of your car.
For our question of the day, we wanted to know what's the coolest piece of band merch you've ever bought. And I had a pair of puffy New Kids on the Block slippers, says Tifa. Thank you so much for that. A J-Lo tank top with some glimmer on it from Vegas concert was my favorite. Thank you, Marlene. My ZZ Top keychain. I always saw this in their music videos, and I just had to have it, Lindsay says. Thank you so much for your responses. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at the Circus this morning. You can check it out this weekend going into next week. Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. You may have been to the Circus, but have you been to the Circus like this? Geoff joins us once again. Alongside, I'm bearing the lead. I heard it behind me, but I don't have eyes on the back of my head. The Wheel of Death, which is famous in Circus, but not as common because of its difficulty. What can you tell us about it, Geoff?
Yeah, so his name is Jose. He's coming from Spain. So this is the Wheel of Death act, and this is the first act of the show that everybody's going to see.
Wow, I thought it was going to finish it but I guess you got to start it off with a bang as well. How does one, because you said he's from Spain, how does one learn to do something so intricate and challenging?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big prop, so it means like he needs to train, of course, every morning. And yeah, it's a lot of practice, of course. I'm going to let you enjoy now. You ready?
Like a hamster in a wheel, Terry. That is so wild.
That looks so fun, though. Like, that's something that I would really love to try out someday. I'd want to be harnessed in because I feel like I'd get a little tipsy and fall up the side. But, like, how cool does that look? I don't know if I loved, like, him turning upside down, but I like the wheel going around, and sometimes he just, like, stays upright, and I'm like, I'd be cool with that.
It's wild.
What a fun thing to get to try out. Could you imagine if that was your job? Come on. Although, I gotta say, we're pretty lucky to get to do the jobs that we do, too. It's a pretty fun gig that we've got up here. Standing in the sunshine, kicking off your morning, telling you how beautiful it's gonna be. It's 14 degrees right now. We got winds out of the west. They're 13 kilometers per hour. The pressure falling and the humidity sitting at 77%. Those winds will be increasing, though, and the clouds will be increasing as well. While it's been quite sunny this morning, we're already seeing a few of those clouds moving in. And with the building clouds will come a chance of showers for later on this afternoon. The rain is continuing throughout northern Manitoba. The rainfall warnings remain in place. 50 to 70 millimeters is what Environment Canada has been warning of. And that started yesterday, fell overnight, and will continue through the day today. It's going to wrap around, though, into parts of central Manitoba and southern Manitoba. West central Manitoba already beginning to see those showers, and we, too, will likely see them later this afternoon. Then continuing overnight and still tomorrow, that chance of precipitation. And cooler temperatures and stronger winds. That's pretty much how the weekend will play out. Although the precipitation in the clouds will only last through till Saturday. By Sunday, the sky will be clearing out. We will still have those cooler temperatures through Sunday as well. But if you want that blast of heat, you only have to wait until next week. It's coming back again with above seasonal temperatures eventually. We're taking a break right now, but we'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live Weather is brought to you by Destination Dinner Stage, Manitoba's only musical dinner theater.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Back to school nerves are a normal part of this time of year, but for students who want to avoid the classroom on a regular basis, it could be a sign of emotional distress. CNN's Mendy Gaither has the not so obvious warning signs.
It isn't always easy getting out of the door for school, and while experts say it's normal for a student to not want to head to class every now and again, when it becomes a pattern, there may be a problem.
Maybe it's that they're not fitting in at school, they're experiencing bullying or just nervous about socializing. It may be a sign of a mental health concern like anxiety or depression. It may also be that they have a learning disability that hasn't been diagnosed yet.
Pediatric psychologist Ariana Howitt with Nationwide Children's Hospital says emotional distress may not look the same in children as it does adults. Warning signs may include behavior changes, tantrums, irritability, and anger. There may also be physical symptoms like stomach aches, headaches, and nausea, which could also signal a mental health concern like anxiety.
As parents, we want to often shield our kids from those difficult emotions. What happens though is if we let a child avoid, stay home from school, it actually makes the anxiety grow.
Instead, Howitt encourages parents to sit down with the child and get to the root of the problem. Validate what they're feeling, let them know you understand, then work together to problem solve.
If a child is feeling nervous about, let's say, socializing with others, then we practice those social skills at home. We practice them out in different environments so that when they do them at school, they feel more confident.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Summer is winding down, fall right around the corner now, and we're going to be talking about a little bit of a restart. Joined this morning by Andriana Gonco, busy mom of 3, host of The Juggle is Real. Andriana, this is a time when we are often talking about getting kids back to school, but it's also a time to give ourselves a little bit of a reset too, isn't it?
Carrie, you're so right. You know, summer is winding down, love it or hate it, and fall is that fresh start. Not just for the kids, for women, for moms too. And so that's why I'm sharing a few simple ways that we can reset.
Well, I mean, your routine must be somewhat chaotic as a mom of 3, as I mentioned, and then working, doing all of that. How do you give yourself a little bit of a reset this time of year?
You're right. Mornings can feel like a sprint, especially if you haven't been training for it over the summer with slower starts. And one thing that actually has made a big difference is speeding up that beauty, that hair routine. And I want to share something. It's a new launch, and I'm so excited about it. The Revlon Limited Edition 10th Anniversary One-Step Volumizer. It has totally changed my hair game. It's going to give you a quick, easy, and actually beautiful blowout in just one step. It's going to dry and style at the same time, and it's a fan favorite. It's the 10th anniversary. It has over 488,000 5-star reviews. And it's beautiful. It comes in this sleek, celebratory design, has this pink pearlescent finish. And Terry, the very best part is that it is so affordable. You can pick it up now at London Drugs, either in-store or online, for under $60. So definitely check it out.
I like that price point, and I love my volume. So I will be looking at that for sure. What else are you sharing with us this morning?
Well, I would say that we want to support our wellness and our well-being, right? Because fall comes with its own pressures from work to family logistics. And for me, it's about building those small daily rituals that help keep me consistent. And one easy thing that I've added is supplements from Orange Naturals. I keep the products visible in my kitchen, on my bathroom counter, so that I remember to take it and support my wellness. And just remember that I'm important too, right? So just a quick example, their magnesium glycinate is a great everyday addition. Easy to add to your evening routine before bed. You could pop it into your morning routine. Say if you have a smoothie on an active day, whatever works best for your schedule. And you can get Orange Naturals products at well.ca as you're getting ready for all that good fall stuff.
I love that tip of keeping it visible, because sometimes I'm, with the best intentions, but I put it away in a cupboard and then I completely forget about it. So that's an excellent idea right there. Put it front and center where you're going to remember it. Andriana, what's next on the list today?
Well, we can't talk about our routines without talking about the kitchen and the meals and the revolving door, about getting lunches packed now and trying to get out the door and prepping for those weeknight meals quickly. And I will say that one thing that has made our whole home feel more functional is our Whirlpool appliances. We have a family-size capacity fridge now, so we can prep lunches the night before, keep it in the fridge. We also have a wipe clean coating on our stove, which makes cleanup so easy. All you need is water to clean it up. And so it's these tools that keep the kitchen running smoothly that really support the rhythm of the season. So the key for me is just look at how your kitchen works and maybe make some of those little shifts that are easy enough, or make that investment now so that you can really help that flow of those busy seasons. And Whirlpool is doing that for us.
All great tips. We're almost out of time, but do you have any final thoughts to share with us before we go?
I would just say when we're talking about our routines, try to implement routines that actually work for you, not just everyone around you. And if you need a little bit of support, on Amazon, under $20 is the Juggle is Real Authentic Self-Care Planner. It's the guide that's going to help you set that intention and carve out that space that you so deserve. So, balls full, make time for yourself amidst it all.
That is so important, a little self-care along the way. Andriana, thank you so much for joining us, and all the best this coming fall.
Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, just around the corner, isn't it? In fact, some mornings it's feeling like it, like this morning, for example, with these below seasonal temperatures, or for the weekend. They'll be lasting. In fact, 14 degrees, winds out of the west, 13 clicks, the pressure falling and the humidity sitting at 77%. It still looks beautiful out there, plenty of sunshine, but this afternoon we could see some rain. It's the same rain that's falling through northern Manitoba that has prompted this warning from Environment Canada, 50 to 70 millimeters, and all of that will wrap around and move back into central Manitoba, as it already is, and eventually southern Manitoba for later on this afternoon. So we'll see the clouds building, that chance of showers. We'll also notice winds increasing. And yes, it will be below seasonal all throughout the weekend. 21 degrees expected for us today. 24 is in fact normal for this time of year. That rain and the winds will continue overnight and still through tomorrow. Showers, strong winds. Cool temperatures to last, but that should be the end of the precipitation, with the sunshine returning on Sunday, but it'll take some time before the mercury starts to budge. So through the weekend and into the early part of next week, we'll remain a little bit below normal. But for those of you that want that blast of heat, it's coming back again. Toward the middle and through the end of next week, above seasonal temperatures, plenty of sunshine. We'll have time to dry up after this weekend's rain continues. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
Rooftop arrangements provided by Lacoste Garden Center. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
Well, it's Friday and we kick things off with a turtle who has found the need for speed. Look at him go. His owner clipped him into a cell phone holder on his bike so the little guy can see sights he's never seen at speeds he's never seen. It looks like he's loving it too, not shell-shocked at all.
His hair blowing in the wind.
It must be kind of a weird view.
That must be a weird sensation, feeling the wind that fast.
Now to a pup with the patience of a saint. Even though Thanos wants a nap, he's still participating in his sister's ring stack game. Watch as the tot takes the rings from its holder and places it on the pup's legs. He doesn't even flinch, just takes it.
We've been at the circus all morning long, but this is the show I would pay to see.
She is so cute, and so is he. That is adorable. Love this so much. Thank you so much for watching.
The reveal.
That does it for us. We'll see you on Monday.